Here we go.
5, 4, 3. Oh, we live.
Hey, yeah, we're live. Welcome back to Hidden Power. This is a Pokemon podcast, and today's a very special day in episode and live stream because it is our 2-year anniversary in about 24 hours. Not only that, but we're also going to be celebrating over 100 episodes of this podcast. That day, that episode was probably 4 months ago. I think we're currently at episode maybe 140. So we crossed that milestone as well. And not only that, tomorrow is Lumi's birthday. Saturday is Soul's birthday.
Sunday.
So we're having Sunday. So
Soul's birthday.
Close enough.
yeah. So listen. Here's the thing. My name is DustyGogoat, and I'm also with the LumiosePost. We got to do a little intro. How you doing, man?
Hello. I'm doing good.
Good. I'm glad to be here with everyone. Soul, is your camera on? Can you show your face, Soul?
Open your face, Soul.
This was a Dusty line. Okay, that's for the people in the chat.
What the
I have a
heck?
surprise.
My God.
What is going on? Dude,
boys
what
already saw,
happened to
but-
your hair?
I just, it was time.
Oh my
Did you
God,
cut it in
dude.
Europe or America?
In Europe, this is a
Yeah, I was
European
about to say, it's a
fresh
very
cut.
European.
Dude,
Yeah.
SoulSilverArt,
Little
new
crazy, right?
dude,
Fun fact.
new
That's
haircut.
actually why he went to Europe, guys. It was just to get his haircut.
Just to cut my hair.
Oh my God,
Um,
dude. You look so different, not gonna lie. You look so
And I-
different.
Or
Probably
gold
gonna take a while
crafts.
to get used to, but
We look a lot
Our
more
gold
similar now, I think.
yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I had long hair for 10 years, chat. So like, it was time. It was just time. I was like, I need to find a woman out here.
You think that's gonna make the difference?
That's what, like, there was tons of girls around me that I was hanging out with, and they were like, you should cut your hair. You should cut your hair. You should
wow.
cut your hair. And I was like,
Yeah, but you're back in the States now.
yeah.
With a European haircut, man.
Yeah.
Dude, Dusty, it's a good thing you and I are married because Soul's about to take all of them.
Thank you to everyone in the chat.
Dude, everyone's freaking out in the chat right now. But you guys, this is gonna be a super fun episode. We just recorded an episode that's gonna come out tomorrow on on the actual anniversary of the podcast. We also have I think I'm gonna unlock a Patreon episode as well for you guys, kind of as a reward. Or whatever. And we also have a ton of announcements about new merch, about some new some new music, some new theme music that we're going to be using for podcasts going forward. You can't hear it right now, but that will be something that you're going to be hearing in the future. We also are going to be there's a lot of stuff, a lot of updates, a lot of fun stuff. We're going to be answering questions today. We're going to be answering super chats. We got also questions from the Discord, from our Patreon and YouTube channel member community on Discord. We also got some voicemails and some text messages. If you look on the screen right now, there is a number. If you want to leave us a voicemail or leave us a text message, ask us a question, feel free to do so. Super chats always take priority. But yeah, before we begin, let's address the thumbnail and the title of the 30th year anniversary. I think where we're at right now in the podcast, I'm very excited for where we're going to end up in the next 2 years, right? Like looking back 2 years, but then looking forward 2 years. We have not even had this show long enough to endure like a hype cycle. We launched this show the week after Scarlet and Violet came out, and we've been living in the aftermath of that. We got very excited for Legends EA, and I think we're really excited for an actual hype cycle and release schedule for Legends EA and for Gen 10 and the 30th year anniversary of Pokemon. There's a lot to look forward to. I'm very excited. I'm so grateful for this community, but I won't repeat everything that I repeated on the anniversary episode that you're going to see tomorrow. What are you guys looking forward to when it comes to the 30th year anniversary of Pokemon?
Gen 10.
Yeah, you think it's coming? You think it's coming?
Like, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Something I've been thinking about more and more are the specifics of a Gen 10 game. I've been thinking about like how they could position not the game and the story. We do have a whole episode about that on the podcast on the channel right now. about the story and the themes within Gen 10. But like, I'm thinking about the Pokemon. I'm thinking about like, are we going to get regionals? Are Megas going to be carried over, right? Is it going to be a generation like are we not? Maybe we don't get a lot of legendary Pokemon, right? Is it going to be like Gen 6 in that way? Or
it's going to be like Gen 7, bro. It's going to be
you think
like
it's going to be like Gen 7?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's going to be just like Gen 7 in my mind.
Did you listen to our episode that we put up?
No, I did not listen to the whole thing.
Okay.
I listened to a part of it.
But you listened to part of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
He listened to part of it and went, the copium's too strong, and
Yeah.
exited right out.
He said, I want to argue right now. But I'm thinking about like the big idea that I think is cool. It's been rattling in my mind for like a year. Is like, what if they do something crazy and they're like, the 10th generation of Pokemon, there's 3 versions. There's one for each of the starters. And just like in Generation 1, where we had a red and a blue and a green version, we have a new version of that is like the
Not
fire,
really, though.
grass. Yes, really. Literally, really.
No, there was a red and green in Japan, and they made it red and blue in America, but no one had a red, green, and blue version. You know?
No, I'm not saying we had that before. I'm saying like they could. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Those aren't paired together. Like they weren't launched as a triple release. But I'm saying they could take the concept, the nostalgia of Gen 1 and revise it, and for the first time release a batch of games where there's 3 things to choose from. And then what I'm thinking is like, not only would they have to, probably back that up by making the games feel tangibly different, but maybe that's the little push they need to actually make a game, make Gen 10 sell as good as Scarlet and Violet, Sword and Shield, and the original Gen 1 games.
I don't know. I think the fact that, Scarlet and Violet outsold Sword and Shield, which it broke a lot of records in its day. And also, Scarlet and Violet now has outsold Red and Green in Japan. Not worldwide, but in Japan it has outsold Red and Green.
Hey, yo, how crazy was that?
Insane.
Absolutely insane.
They ain't got to do 3 versions to outsell it. I think they will outsell it.
How do you feel about that, though? Are we going to talk about how
them
we feel
outselling
that?
that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Didn't we talk about that already?
I'm
it
not
just
worried
happened.
about it. I think people look, let's be real. Let's be real. This community, the Pokemon community, is kind of a Debbie Downer community. Like when something happens, they, we literally mentioned this in our little episode that was coming out tomorrow, but like, they tend to go, oh, this happened and that means bad things. I think Game Freaks listened to all the critical thoughts on Scarlet and Violet, and I think that's why we're very likely looking at a 4-year Gen 9 rather than a 3-year, so they can put in the work on Gen 10. But no, I think it's good because it just shows that Pokemon's growing. I see it only as a positive.
Guys, also, listen, you know what's also crazy? This is kind of off topic, but also super related. This is the week. We launched this podcast on the week where all of these other games that we love also share a birthday. Gold and Silver came out this week. 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out.
10 years. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is 10 years old today.
Coliseum, it's crazy.
Soul still hasn't played it.
I know, that's insane.
No, I have not.
I guess I'm just realizing like how important this week is. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, Scarlet and Violet.
Oh, this week has been
Monday.
like literally all I've been posting is just like, and I kind of hate it at the same time because I'm like, everyone's just like, happy anniversary to this, happy anniversary to this. It's like, yeah, we know every year this is the same thing. Like every year this week is happy anniversary to these games that came out on the same day and all this. But
yeah,
it's been extra special for some because I love when the artists like put out their artwork for it all and all of that. So it's been nice. But this topic is crazy. I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but like even Omori was like, wow, I never thought that Scarlet and Violet would ever surpass Red and Green, And it's like, bro, that means we're going to be stuck with Omori for like another 3 generations or something.
I think we were anyways.
No, but I don't want to live in that world where like I'm done. I don't really
The sucky thing too is that like, so, we know from the Terra leak that like Omori's been working on Gen 10 since like pretty much before Scarlet and Violet was out, which means that like if they were to go, oh, hypothetically, Scarlet and Violet did bad, So let's get a different director. You wouldn't see that take effect in Gen 10. You wouldn't see that until Gen 11, you know?
Yeah. It's just tough. It's just, I mean, we've talked about Omori a bit on this podcast, and I feel like it's a fine subject to talk about, and it's like not attacking his person. I know a lot of people like take it too far. Like, I don't hate the guy or anything. I don't know him.
The Terror League shows these people take things way too far.
Yeah. It's just his style of directing. He's had a lot of like a lot of games. Like, do we have to continue? Isn't it time for something new, something fresh, other than like, you know, what he's been doing, which is like creating new things every single game and like filling it with crazy new features and never building on older ones and just kind of just.
And I feel like
so much.
Yeah, and I think the problem is not the introduction of new features. The problem is like, it's like if you want to introduce new concepts that more closely identify with whatever the region is supposed to be based on, that's good. That's what we want, right? Like, okay, you know, like I don't know, like it's cool that we have Kauri, for example, in Sword and Shield, right? Okay, maybe that makes more sense for the Galar region. Great, fine.
That was my favorite part of Sword and Shield.
But like, listen, that's just an example. But like, whatever the thing is that it's like, just give us a new coat of paint. Maintain the functionality that works, that people love, right? Maybe call it something different. Maybe make more sense in the world for the region, right? That's fine. But like, when we abandon older features that are nice, like that's when it gets a little. It's
just like, can you imagine if like he had built off of everything since like his first Pokemon game that he directed, just building up everything that he made? Like, it would be a masterpiece at this point, I feel. And I mean, I know it's probably Game Freak.
Yeah, philosophy. I don't think it's him necessarily, right? If he's the director,
it isn't. It isn't.
There's limitations on the technology, on the hardware, on.
He's still the director though, and like other games that weren't directed by him have a different vibe completely. So it's like, to me, it's just it passing Red and Green is like such a huge. It's huge in Japan. Like, okay, so it's not worldwide, but Japan is like the Pokemon. It is Pokemon. Like, what happens there matters the most to them.
That's a pretty good point, man. That's a pretty good point. Because obviously, that's a good point. It's not the whole world, but like culturally, if it resonates in Japan, it's probably going to be taken into higher consideration. Yep. Well, that's good. But anyways, I think I'm excited for what we can see in Gen 10. I'm hoping there's a lot of changes. I think Gen 10 will be a lot of the same, right? But I do think there's also going to be a lot of risk taking. There's going to be a lot of experimentation, but also a lot of celebration of what came before.
Calling it the new curry or sandwiches is going to be shawarma.
Let's go.
I hope they just cut that. Like, bro, we don't need it anymore.
You know, you say that, but
for
shiny hunters love it.
Yeah, for the shiny hunting. All right.
That was one of the things that they put out on like that report where they were talking about the records. Like, it was like over 400 million sandwiches made.
Yeah.
No shot they scrap that.
They won't scrap the idea of that. But like, can we just not have can we have a good mini game with it?
How would you do it?
I don't know, but I wouldn't just make like, I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't thought about this enough. But making sandwiches is boring, and
it is.
I mean, you want it to be quick, but you want it to be interesting. You know, I don't know.
It was kind of cool at first to like think that you're making a flipping sandwich. Like, I don't know. I never use it though. I never use it, but I also don't shiny hunt like that because I feel like shinies are easy enough to get in the game. But
since next year will likely be our last Scarlet and Violet year with a little anniversary or whatever.
Yeah.
Because then we'll be on to Gen 10 hopefully. I think next year for the anniversary stream, we all bring sandwiches stuff and we sit down in front of us.
Dude.
But we have to make it Paldea style. Like, you have to take the ham and
just drop it.
Like, we can't make a
chorizo,
sandwich. You gotta
mayonnaise, red onions,
the top bun,
ketchup,
everything.
Lettuce, pickles, and jelly. And salt. Yeah. Always salt.
And then the comments can vote who had the best sandwich. In the end, we hold up the plates. They can look. We can say what's on it.
And then I go into the front yard and I just like rip out some rip out of the ground some
Grass?
and I'm like, it's herba mystica.
Were you gonna say roadkill?
I was gonna say roses. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what would look like.
You said road, and I was like, whoa.
Herba mystica.
Just get some road.
But Brantastic, thank you for the birthday wishes. And then Jark just became a channel member for 13 months. Thank you, Jark. Big member.
He's gonna get so much older in that time.
I know. He'll be like 2 after that.
Jark says, I just hope whatever they're cooking, or friendship system is, it goes back to a first-person perspective and the food isn't hyper-realistic for some reason. You know what's crazy? Yeah, he's the word hyper-realistic. I do think about those images I saw from the Terra leak of like what Scarlet and Violet, what gameplay could have looked like in a vacuum, like without all of the other issues, the technical limitations. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of what you're talking about.
There's a video. There's like a time lapse video of a character of the player character standing in Scarlet and Violet, and in this, you just get to see the shadows. You get to see the detail. It's basically like a tech demo of what the world of SV was going to look like, and then
you know what he's talking about, Soul, because you've talked about this.
I don't remember.
You just don't know.
Let me see if I can
it
pull it
showed
up.
the house. It showed the player character's house. The lighting was different.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
I don't know why the lighting made it click, but yes, no, I know what you're talking about.
Because I know how your
That's
mind
because,
works.
yeah, maybe. It's because the lighting was what was very different about it, I think. And that's what changed it the most. It's like literally a filter made it look better. Or worse, actually.
Well, I think they had to like make it worse. Yeah, because it wasn't able to like run properly. But it looked so beautiful. And so what I'm thinking is like, I'm like, Gen 10 is going to look gorgeous, right? I was going to say, Jark said hyper-realistic, and I said, yeah, bring us back to the old days where it was like cartoony. I think Let's Go looks good. And I'm not afraid to say that Let's Go looks good because it is a beautiful game.
You shouldn't be. I don't think anybody argues that Let's Go doesn't look
You
good.
argue all the time that it's not a good game.
No, I have never.
You've always argued that it's a stupid game, but I think its value is that it looks good.
No, but every time I say Let's Go sucks, I make a point to say it is the prettiest Pokemon game on the Switch possibly ever.
Dude, I want to make rice
plays
cakes
like garbage.
Like whatever Brock's eating in the anime, I want to make those. Jelly-filled donuts.
Yeah.
It's a joke. I know they're not. I know it's rice.
No, it's jelly donuts. It says
I want to make those, dude, in Kanto, and I want it to be like I want to play Cooking Mom in a Pokemon game.
You want to play the mom of a protagonist?
I want to play. Yeah.
You like
Mystery Dungeon. The new Mystery Dungeon is you play as your mother.
It's a game where like you're just a mom who like your kid occasionally comes in, you have to heal his Pokemon. You take his money and like then call him on the Pokénav. And it's like, I bought a potion with your life savings.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like what is it called? Uncooked or undercooked or
Overcooked,
dude. Yeah, it's like Overcooked. It's like that's the Pokemon mini game I want to play, and it's a cartoon and it's fun, and it's just fun. I'm hearing you, Soul. There's too many bad mini games in Pokemon.
Yeah, they're
too
bad
many mini games.
That's the problem. It's not that there's mini games; it's that they're terrible.
They're just not. They're
like
afterthoughts.
Bad quality.
They're afterthoughts.
Is there an example to y'all of a good mini game in Pokemon?
Pokemon Stadium 2.
Voltorb Flip.
I was thinking like mainline. Voltorb Flip's good, but
Voltorb Flip.
you got
Anything in the Pokeathlon?
Oh, you're saying? I thought you were saying like to replace it. You're just saying like, is there any good ones?
I'm saying can you give an example of a mainline game having a good mini game to do something?
Dude, you know what?
I like your answer.
You know what I want to do? I want to be
that.
playing Generation 10, and I want to go to my house where my Nintendo Switch 2 console is docked. I want to pick it up, and then be able to play and save a file of Pokemon Gold and Silver ports on my Switch 2 in the game. Like I want to play a game in my game.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Or like, or there's a ROM hack. There's a ROM hack where like the mini game is you can play Pokemon Pinball in the ROM hack.
I don't think that there's a good mini game like what Lumi was asking.
What about Pokeathlon?
Yeah, Pokeathlon's fun. They're
Voltorb
stupid,
Flip.
but they're still fun. Voltorb Flip's good. Those
really
are
didn't play
standing
many
out
of
to me
them.
now.
The
Like-
Pokemon musical from Black and White.
Hey, we got some more.
the-
We got some more super chats here. Sully the Skeleton with the $5. Thank you, Sully. Thank you so much, Sully. Let's see. Happy birthday, guys! I want new fossils for Gen 10. Yes,
Thank you, so
Yeah.
I want a Spinosaur and a Mosasaur. What
I think we
fossils
will get.
would you?
We
three
will
like?
get them because it's like the generational thing. I'm like 90% because Game Freak, sometimes they just are like, you know what? Let's not do fossils in the
I'm gonna
pattern
be-
anymore.
I'm gonna be super boring and say I want the full forms of the Gen 8 fossils.
Oh my gosh,
we'll
that's
never get
never gonna
those.
happen.
It'll never
It's
happen.
Never gonna happen.
It'll never
Dude,
happen. But
this-
he asked what I want, not what I think.
This is.
I just want this
sick,
as a
dude.
Pokemon,
This is
period.
so sick.
Yeah.
Damn.
Maybe one of my favorite dinosaurs ever.
What would this be? Water Dragon? No, it's got to be Water Rock.
Yeah, probably Water Rock.
Or like,
He's just like a gator, but with like a tail.
yeah,
Like
honestly,
a
he really
fish
is.
tail.
Dude, that's cool. See, this is cool because it looks familiar, but it's not just an animal, right? It looks familiar,
yeah.
but it kind of looks like a Pokemon inherently because it's a gator with flippers. And then a Spinosaurus. My nephew is always talking about a
Yeah,
Spinosaurus.
everyone wants one of these too. Like it's like one of the main ones that people ask for. Well,
Or
I
a
do too. I love
Spinosaur,
it.
not Saurus. Spinosaur? Here we go.
I think
Here we
it's
go.
Spinosaurus.
Yeah, these things are cool. These things are cool. I like this. I like this.
Also
I
an
want-
alligator with a big
little
spine
bit, yeah,
thing on
dude.
its back.
Electric rock, right?
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Like the spines on its back are like lightning bolts. That'd be cool. But yeah, Sully, thank you so much. Let's see some love in the chat for Sully, guys.
I think there was more too. Like someone else became
The
a member. Or something.
Stethocanthus.
Stethocanthus. What is that?
Stethocanthus. I love
The-
it. I just found it and I love it.
Stethoscope.
Canthus. A canthus.
Canthus.
No, that's a stethoscope.
I was scared for a
Canthus.
second. I was like, "What kind of thing is?"
No, that's a Stethosantus.
Which is a
Stetho-
thing apparently.
No,
Stethos-
it's thinking you're saying Saint Eustatius.
Stethosaurus.
No, Stethocanthus.
Okay, well, hold on.
I
like this.
Canthus.
This is good.
That's a Stegosaurus,
It's a
bro.
Stegosaurus.
That's not a thing.
He's like, I like this. This is good.
Yeah. Wait,
Stethocan. There you go. It's
Oh,
right
it's
there.
a
Click it.
shark, dude.
Look at this thing. It's so stupid. I love it.
Is it? I don't see. Oh,
What is that?
why does it have a?
Oh my
Wow.
god.
There's a platform on its head.
Yeah,
This
I
looked.
love it.
This looks like the beta Pokemon from Gen.
Oh,
from
the
Gen
fish.
6.
Yeah.
You know what's good
Terra
about
League.
this? You could like sit on it and ride, basically. Like that's
No,
like a
I
seat.
think
Ride
it has.
Pokemon
I think
Gen
they think
10?
It had sharp spikes on the little platform.
Well, if it was a Pokemon, it wouldn't have to have those.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Z King became legendary as well. I don't
Hey,
Oh,
Z
thank
King.
you.
know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And
Yeah, Z King.
King.
Welcome to the Hidden Power universe. We also got Anthony Robinson. Just became a box legendary. So Anthony, get us your address, and we'll be sending you a holiday card in a couple weeks now. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Both of you guys, I don't know if you're already in, but join the Discord, the secret Discord server. Get into the Battle League, and come hang out with us. Let's see. Thank you so much. Let's get some love in the chat, guys. Throw up those star emojis.
It's loving. I'm
And
seeing
then-
the love.
Noivi has been a member for 18 months. Hope you're doing well, Noivi. Noivi actually designed all of our merch. Let me throw this up on the screen right now.
Noivi's like an instant plug. If we have your name up,
This is
time.
did we even talk about this? This is our new merch store. The new address is hiddenpower-shop.fourthwall.com. We're working on the address a little bit to make it a little bit more streamlined, but this is where we're hosting all of our new merch. And we got some dope new designs, all designed by Noivi. Super. Look, we got these new glasses, dude. I can't wait to order one of those glasses. We got holiday merch. We got holiday hats, mugs, stickers. We got everything. Anyways, go check this out. Oh yeah, and these are backed by popular demand. Hold on, Noivi. I'm gonna get to your message. Hold on, Noivi. Look at we got these retro. Are we getting ports collection?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that.
We got these retro shirts.
You
They're all
I
themed
like
after
this, though.
the
I like this a
sprites
lot.
of our favorite games. That's
I don't know about our favorite games.
Go check this out. Link is in the description. There's a Lugia right here.
Okay, there's Lugia. There's Lugia.
Anyways, and Noivi, where is it? Noivi says, "Damn, 2 years. We've seen birthdays. We've seen Soul face reveal. Lumi moved. Dusty's wedding, and got a dog. Lumi's weight journey. Oh, I forgot about that. Soul's haircut. Oh, Soul's haircut. That's new to the list. Cheers to you." Yeah, Noivi, thank you so much for rocking with us. Thank you so much for being our creative director when it comes to our merchandise. Yeah, Noivi, thanks for being a pal. Thanks for being here and rocking with us this whole time through all the ups and downs.
You rock, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Sully the Skeleton with another super chat. What region would Gen 10 be? I hope it's Greece. Thank you, Sully.
Greece.
Yeah, man.
I haven't posted this out there in the world yet, but it still could not be Greece. You know, I don't know for sure,
Greece.
but
watch it be.
I hope it's Greece. I hope it's Greece with all my heart and soul, like for real, because the amount of inspiration for Pokemon is incredible. That's what I see the most.
From now on, when you say heart and soul, you should say heart and me.
Or heart and gold.
Heart and me.
Hearts. Yeah.
All of my silver and gold.
Dude, I'm so excited for the holidays. I'm not gonna lie. I literally am ready to
here.
They're here already. And
it was supposed to snow today, but it's actually
ready.
raining. It's actually raining today in New Hampshire. But I'm ready to string some lights, dude.
You should already. I mean, we're there.
I'm already done, man. I got them strung.
Yeah, dude. Where's your Santa hat, bro? Where's your Santa hat? What do you mean?
Like, wait, I got it somewhere.
Oh, he's over there on the. You can't wait. Yeah, you can't see it. He's on the Dragonite.
I can see it. Oh my gosh, dude.
Silver
I thought you'd be wearing
bells.
that, dude. I thought you'd be wearing that. All right.
No.
Let's take a look.
It was too hot. Last time I wore it for a whole episode. When I was done, I was like, oh god.
But wait, what about Greece? You know?
Oh yes.
Let's talk about that.
What are the other options? For me, the Caribbean,
Oh,
the Philippines, and Indonesia. Those are my other options. Because like, what other island nations are out there? I mean, I'm like a geography buff, so I like thinking about this stuff and talking about it. But that's it for me. Unless it's like, I don't know, somewhere else like Fiji or something. But I'm thinking about other.
All right. Island
nations.
I'm gonna look up.
We could do a whole pod about this one day.
Yeah, I'm looking up. So I remember. So what am I trying to think of?
I think the Caribbean's a real option, to be honest, as well.
dude, I would love that.
What are the top places to visit? Like, what are the best vacation spots in the world?
There's tons of places that have islands.
The world.
Paris, London.
Well, we're getting Paris
New York
next year.
City. Those are all regions.
These are top vacation spots? I don't know about that.
From sources across the web. And guess what?
Well, that's stupid. I would not
Rome.
go to New York on vacation.
Yeah, but
Dubai. Tahiti.
There you go.
Bali.
Bali.
Grand Canyon, dude.
No.
Not an island.
Are there like stats on this? Like bucket list travel?
Nah,
top
this is
20
just
places
some
in the
random
world.
guy saying his opinion.
Right. He's just like us.
Let's
but
see.
different.
Most vacationed places
islands
in the world. And let's see. They say that... No, I don't want the AI overview.
I know, dude. That's what it gave me. I was like,
According to Wikipedia, the most visited destinations are number 1, France, number 2, Spain, number 3, United States, number 4, Italy, 5, Turkey, Mexico, United Kingdom, Germany,
Dude, we're
Greece,
going to Italy.
and Austria.
Italy was the only thing that was the highest thing on that list that hadn't already had a Pokemon region. We're going to Italy.
I wish.
Maybe.
I still hope and dream.
Soul would pray.
Yes, but they said islands, that they travel around islands. So there has to be more than
All you have
one
to do
island.
is take Italy and chop it up and put the islands where they form an Italy in
That'd be
shape.
fun. That'd be fun. Dusty, I think we could just herd like a whole police drive by.
I know, I heard that. I don't know if you guys heard that in the chat.
I heard it, so I think everyone else heard it too.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm pretty sold on like any sort of location. I think if the emphasis, if you guys haven't watched the video from Monday, the main idea that I'm pretty bought into is some location that could give us access to little bits and pieces of familiar regions that we've seen in the past. And that does not mean a full open world game where we go to every single region. That's not what I'm saying. The idea is, let's take the Mediterranean, or what is it? Mediterranean. Gonna type that in. Gonna pull it up so you guys can see. And I just want to pull up a picture. Hold on. Man, Google got so bad recently.
Everything.
Google just got so bad.
Everything so bad.
Yeah, this is the one to look at right here. Here we go. If we pull this up, let me zoom out a little bit. Let's say
that's the Roman Empire.
What?
How often do y'all think about the Roman Empire?
I don't.
I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, why don't we have like TV shows that like
are set then?
Yeah, we never do. It's all Viking stuff, but we never have like, I'm a Roman centurion and this is my life.
Well, no,
there's some movies.
I think that was
there's a new Gladiator.
Yeah, I think that was popular like 20 years ago, and then Game of Thrones happened, and fantasy took over for like 2 decades.
It's just like people are missing
Vikings
out
on
a show possibility though.
Dude, do the fantasy with Rome. You got
that's
you've
insane.
got
there's like sorcerers.
Mythology.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking like Roman mythology. Demigods, gods, minotaurs, all that.
But is that fantasy?
To work this back into Pokemon is what I'm hoping for a potential Mediterranean or Greece or Italy inspired regions. I would really like to see them adapt.
Sure.
Not just locations from Greece, from Rome, but locations from Greek or Roman mythology. Let me go to the labyrinth.
It's literally called Greco-Roman. So that's a thing.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
So the idea is we get some sort of region, like let's just pick Greece, but then there's access points to other familiar places, right? And the idea is, I mean, if the Mediterranean Sea is, let's say this is the location, you have access to all these like areas within, maybe just like one town of each region, but it would allow the focus of the game to be on and spotlight different cultures, right? And the idea of a 30th year anniversary game would be to celebrate what came before and maybe what's going to come in the future, right? So just a location like this is interesting because then it's like, okay, maybe the new region is Italy and Greece, but then you got a little like 2 towns in southern France. Maybe you've got one little island right here.
Confirmed.
Yeah, maybe you got one little island here that's technically owned by Paldea, right? Maybe you got a little Morocco, you got a little Tunisia, you got a little Egypt, right? And you get a little taste of all these little places, which then they can.
I could see them doing that for really DLC cool. At least. You know what I mean?
Well, because that's what we got in Spain. That's what we got in Paldea.
Right. Yeah, you go to a piece of Unova, you go to a piece of some Japanese region. You know, like I could totally see them going, "Hey, venture over here to like if it's just Greece, like venture over here."
Yeah.
To South Kalos.
I don't know. I think it's fun. I think
South Kalos DLC will start again.
Oh, it was sorry. No. That whole concept is very intriguing and interesting because they did it already with SV. So it's like, was that always the plan to like try it? And then now they're going to make a whole region like that.
Also,
it's not really a whole region.
Another reference or like a data point that we could look at to suggest why something like this might happen is that during the 20th year anniversary, we got the Alola games, right? The Gen 7 Alola games. And that essentially was a bunch of islands, right?
Yeah.
And each island had its own culture, right? And that was kind of, that fed into the theme of the game where you have all these different types of people, different cultures, different ways of life, kind of just existing in harmony. So I would like to, I don't know, maybe this is just like a ripoff of that idea.
I want to see one where it's not existing in harmony.
Yeah. But this is just like that
fun.
on a bigger scale.
That would make for an interesting setting. Like, if it's a bunch of islands and they all hate each other.
Well, I mean, this whole idea of the Mediterranean is kind of cool because I don't know what this actual picture of, but like the
It's
I'm
just
just
a
looking at
map.
all the islands. I'm looking at all the islands though, and it's like
Yeah.
you could go from Cyprus to Crete to Sicily to Corsica, Sardinia to the islands of Palma under Spain there, and then you could even go outside
Yeah.
of that to the Azores and all those Cape Verde and stuff like that.
And I think what I
Like just like a
miss-
whole island.
Yeah. I think what I miss about Pokemon games is like just like being able to explore off the beaten path and be rewarded for it. And when I think about, everyone, I was joking on Twitter. Not really. I wasn't joking on Twitter that like I love Hoenn. I think Hoenn's a great region, but a lot of people were like joking that like there's, too much water. But I think what they miss is that all of that water, if you think it's boring, you're not going to like it. But if you want to explore and dive and capture Pokemon and whatever, right? Like it's another layer of traversal. It's another like, what would that be? The Y-axis?
Yeah, something like that.
If you
It's
say
like
so.
it's another vertical axis of traversal. So I think it just adds a lot of depth. And what I would like to do,
I mean,
which we could not in Gen 7, we could not actually go from island to island. Like you couldn't explore what was in between the different islands. And I think that to me would be something that I would be wanting to do. That helps the world feel connected.
yeah. Yeah, I'm down. Yori had a good idea. I forget where it was, actually. Hold on. I
What,
can't
Gaia
find
is the personification of Earth?
use Greece, but like make different islands represent different parts of the world. Kind of
Oh,
like
that's cool. Alola kind of did that
Yeah.
too. There's like a town in Alola that represents, or that is like literally ripped from Johto. But
yeah.
A lot
stuff
of that
like
was based like on real stuff too. Like that town in Alola, there is a
right.
there's like in actual Hawaii a Japanese temple that like was straight up built by Japanese people, like for Japanese people, because like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like a representation of the closeness of Hawaii and Japan. So like, I think that if they do it right, it could be a lot of fun. I do worry that an idea like that would eventually become too fan servicey. You know what I mean? Like, there's a point where fan service is not fun, and it feels a bit more like what's the right word here? Like, it's I don't know. Like they're just forcing it, I guess.
sure.
Yeah.
I would worry about them doing that if they went with that kind of idea.
It's such a weird thing to think about. I know like this is just like our topic, I guess, but it's like they could make it just a region like they did with Alola, I feel like that's the way that they would go more so. Unless they really want to experiment and do the whole like Kitakami
Yeah.
Unova thing. So it's like those are the two options really. Like just stick to like their normal. We're doing an island nation for this.
Yeah.
It's like we said at the beginning, like it's gonna be just like Gen 7 because Gen 7 was the 20th anniversary.
And
this is the 30th.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's all like that.
Yeah, and that's what I think about. I try to think about like there's two things. There's like one, like how are they gonna market this? Like what actually makes this game stand out from the rest? But then literally, what do they actually want to do to change up the formula to, make it feel different, right? But then they also got to make it a celebration, right? There's a lot of things to consider. Old fans, new fans. And that's why I think, okay, well, Sun and Moon was its own region. It was kind of like this own, each island represented something different. I'm thinking about like, we had Legends Arceus, which was like, it felt like an open world game, but it was open area. Then we literally had an open world game. And then it's like, well, what do you do after that?
I think it always has to stay like that. It's just going to be like Wind Waker. Did you guys ever play Wind Waker? I mean, I know Louis didn't.
No.
Wind Waker's a lot of fun.
It is like Wind Waker. Yeah, but Wind Waker was too much water too. Like going around in the boat, just sailing along in the middle. Sometimes you just get lost out there. I hope it's nothing like that really, because that people didn't like that, especially.
That's an older game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it. It was gaming's different now because I remember. I mean, maybe it's just different as I get older, but like,
yeah, but you have to think about.
I had the
Freak being,
time to
like,
burn.
Yeah, but Game Freak's like 20 years behind always, no matter
Sure.
what with stuff.
Yeah.
That's true. A lot of Paldea was pretty vacant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I could see a rollout for Gen 10 where they're like, they basically, without doing it, can now position the game as like the first Pokemon game where you can go to multiple regions, which isn't true technically, but they could be like all of these Pokemon experiences all in one, right?
It just depends if they're like trying to do the anime thing, because like it could just be a Journeys inspired thing, which Horizons
dude,
was
wow.
is the same.
That's
where they're
a great
just like
thread.
yeah. They're just like, oh, let's travel to every region.
Yeah. But it's
on
not
our ship.
And I want to be clear, I'm not
Or
suggesting
just
I
Kanto,
don't
Galar, and Paldea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do not
That's all
think
Pokemon.
I do not think they will ever actually give us a full region, like all of the regions in full in one game. That's not what I'm
No,
suggesting.
no,
I'm suggesting like you go to Cinnabar Island
Yeah.
as a representation of Kanto or something. Or you go to
Like
maybe you can go to the Sevi Islands or something, you know?
I would not like this because to me, like, I don't mind it as DLC, but if like my main game is just pieces of these other regions, like it kind of, the way I see it is like if I take a puzzle and I take 3 puzzles and I just grab a few pieces from each of them and I put it together, it can be the same amount of pieces as one puzzle, but it feels pretty incomplete. You know what I mean?
No, that's fair.
That's what I'd worry about with something like that. Like I would hate that, like, oh, I'm in Cinnabar Island but can't go to the rest of Kanto. Well, I can go over here to Sinnoh or wait only the fight area. I can't
Sure.
actually go to main.
Yeah,
You know?
But I think I think another part of this, and we're gonna get a glimpse of it when we actually play Legends ZA, a little part of that would be that like the scale is going to be different. So Cinnabar Island isn't going to be 50 squares, right?
Yeah,
it's going to be this whole, if that is what it would be entirely fleshed out, you know, as a full
the thing is, with what Lumi was saying, I would say that I don't think that we will get every single region that already exists.
No.
I think we get a little bits and pieces.
The ones that make sense.
And
maybe.
then we will get new places like Kitakami. Not like going back to
Like
Kitakami, but like as an example. What I'm saying is like, so they'll be like, oh, you go to Cinnabar Island, and then you go to this whole new region called, I don't know, somewhere in Greece, Crete. You know, like, oh, it's just like the Crete Island. And then you go to somewhere in Johto. You know what I mean? So like things like that. And it won't have all of them, but just like new ones. And then maybe another new place. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe what makes more sense. Maybe what
Yeah.
makes more sense is a Japanese region, which we did a whole video on this earlier this year, right? You got Sinnoh up here. Sinnoh is represented up here in Hokkaido, and then you got where I can't even see what I'm pointing at. Hold on.
Kanto's the green.
Yeah, Kanto. We got
Johto's the
Johto,
blue.
and then this is, you can't even see it. Down here is there's down here is Hoenn. So maybe it's like I don't know, maybe this is the new region and we can kind of access point these few other places that are familiar. That is also an option, right?
I think we got a super chat though too.
We've got 2 super chats.
Yeah.
All right, we'll pull those up, but just to finish the thought.
We are actually live. We're not just recording a podcast.
No, man, this
right
is fun. Here, we'll get to the super
this-
chats. I just want to finish my thought. But yeah, Lumi, I think you're right. I don't actually think we're gonna get a game that is only comprised of all these loose puzzle pieces. What I think it actually would be, if anything, is, you know, you still get your classic home base region, but then there's touch points, right? That's one.
That would be cool. I would like that.
There's touch points to kind of just like
As long as
call
there's
back.
a 100% region in there somewhere, I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. Like I did not feel like Blueberry Academy was incomplete. I did not feel like Kitakami was incomplete because there was still this big giant region, you know. And I think another thing that helps too is Blueberry Academy, while it is Unova and we have been to the Unova region before, it's a brand new part of Unova that they're just saying, hey, this is a new place and it's part of Unova.
Yeah,
and I think that helps me not crave Unova, you know what I mean? Whereas like if they just let me go to Undella Town I'd be kind of like, can I please just, I know that there's a route right there. Can I please just walk up on that route and go over to Lacanosa or whatever? You know?
I'm the opposite. I feel I've been spending a lot of time in Blueberry Academy recently, and I literally forgot I was in Unova. I haven't once thought in the last week, oh, I'm in Unova right now. But if we were in Undella Town, that would be cool because in the whole time I'm imagining, wow, this is what a Unova game would look like in a modern engine, which is cool to me.
It's cool, but I don't want a game to leave me imagining it when I know
but I want to imagine it.
I can walk into the next route and see it, but they're just not letting me. Ugh, that would drive me nuts.
No, see, that doesn't bother me at all. No, that doesn't bother me.
But we should look at these super
chats. I think also just one other thing on this is those other touch points are just through DLC. In this Gen 10 game, like we've seen, well, I guess we haven't seen, but we're getting dangerously close to Generation 9. I feel like it's going to last 4 years. So maybe to prime Game Freak, to prime themselves for another 4-year generation, they build a Gen 10 game, or maybe they're building the Gen 10 game right now to actually function like a living game where every year there's a new DLC. Not just one DLC pack, but like they just keep giving us the DLC in new areas to explore. That would be really cool. So
they should do that.
We'll do a whole episode on that later. Devin Knox, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see some love, guys, in the chat. Tauros Evo, that's a Minotaur. Let's go. Since we're going Greco-Roman.
Let's go Tauros would be pretty neat.
Bro, let's go Tauros. Yeah, the most beautiful game.
Let's go.
I don't think I want Tauros to be a Minotaur. I don't think I
do either. I would like him to get... I would be fine with it if it was like a Mega Tauros. I would not want
or a Paradox Tauros.
Yeah.
That would make sense if it was a Mega Tauros. And I do think Megas will be in Gen 10 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Do we get new Megas? I don't know if we get new Megas, but
I think it will be like Gen 7 where like they're there because they carried them over. But look, if there's new Megas in Legends ZA, they're going to put them in Gen 10.
100%. Yeah. I also, just going back a little bit, but also staying on this topic, like I really think that they're going to just go with like one region. And if it's Greece, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I really think it's just going to be an island, because you have to look at what the leak said, and the leak was we're planning like an island traversing region, basically. I don't know exactly.
Explain what you're talking about.
Word for word.
Someone hacked Game Freak.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about, or Riddler or something.
No. From the Terra leak. I don't know if you can pull it up, Lumi, but because I'd like to have the exact quote, but I don't know it off the top of my head. But basically, it's very specific that it's like island region. So like you're traveling between islands. Like it's not gonna be like a land, like Japan maybe.
Wait. Hold on. Listen, we gotta get actually better about this, because if that's a real leak,
it is very real.
Then we should be like spoilering people, because some people might not actually want to know that. I also didn't even. I need to internalize some of this stuff for the sake of my own speculation. I didn't even realize that.
I have the quote if you want to read it.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry. Some people have been saying that they want to just know before we talk about actual spoilers.
Yeah, I usually am pretty good with that, but
no, I'm not calling you out.
We've been chatting
in general.
About it.
Just in general. Just in general.
So here's one quote where they say that and talking about because the reason we know all of this for context is actually not really a leak of Gen 10. It's actually a leak of Horizons, because basically, and I'm not going to say any spoilers. I'm not going to say any spoilers for Horizons. I'm not going to say any spoilers for Horizons. But I'm saying that to say, basically, Horizons, if you're watching it, you know that they have been island hopping and region hopping. And basically, the staff of Game Freak met with the staff of Horizons, and they were like, hey, look, here's the thing. Love what you're doing with Horizons, but it's looking really similar to what our Gen 10 looks like. So we need to discuss things to make sure that you're more in line with Gen 9 and less in line with Gen 10. And so like one thing is the anime person, I don't know what their title is, but Matsumiya said, since we've removed the island hopping aspect, there's no more worry about cannibalization, which just that I know we're like
Wow,
cannibals.
nice. Nice.
No,
Cool.
no,
just
not
like
in that
amongst
sense.
the franchise. But I'm still worried about the school setting disappearing completely. Because they were, discussing how, hey, you don't even have a school in Horizons, and that's like the big thing in Gen 9, which is probably why Horizons eventually adapted a school setting. Because these are all like pre-Horizon stuff, right? Like these are meetings about what Horizons should look like. And then they straight up said that the current anime, this is current like as of like 2022, 23 though. They said the current anime is heading in a, quote, Gaia-like direction, end quote.
Yeah. And
Gaia is the Genting codename.
Interesting, dude. Interesting. All right, we got another super chat here by Free Metroid Hat. What's up, Free Metroid Hat? Oh.
Love Metroid.
Yo, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's get some stars, some rocket ships in the chat, guys, please, for Free Metroid, for all these super chats. Thank you so much. And for all the birthday wishes as well. Thank you guys
nice
so much for
wishes.
being here.
I just keep saying thank you.
Yeah, Soul's very insecure about his hair right now. So
no.
Free Metroid says, if Gen 10 is based in Greece, it could be kind of like an open world Fire Red with the islands. But the islands are other regions. I really hope that's what happens. Wind Waker is great, by the way. Yeah, Wind Waker is great. That's also really cool to think about Generation 1. And maybe that is something we could be looking at, where maybe the Pokemon Company is trying to bring it back to the roots, right? We've had all these world-ending sci-fi plot lines, right, from the evil teams and all these.
Sci-fi, I agree.
Right? And it's like, what if they bring it back to the basics? And there is sci-fi in the basics, right? There is cloning, right? There is all that stuff. But that would be kind of cool if we just bring it back to the basics, and it's like the simple adventure in the I don't know, man, that's cool. I love this. So true. The Sevi Islands really is doing what we're talking about, where you get to just hop around these different places.
You said when we were like briefly touching on how there's like no shows that are Greco-Roman. You said, oh, it's because everyone's obsessed with fantasy. I would love a not science fantasy, not science fiction, but just a pure like fantasy. Like give me magic, again, if we're to play with the idea of this being Greece for a moment.
Sure.
Greek mythology, man, dude, I'll keep going back to it. Give me those fantasy elements, that would be like
that. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
I would love that.
No, dude, that would be nice, man. Here, let me pull something up right here.
But I'm done with sci-fi. Scarlet and Violet made me sick of sci-fi.
It's like I'm not done with it. I'm just like
I'm done with it.
I just think it'd be a nice palette.
I like soft sci-fi. I like you mentioned, cloning is in Gen 1 with the whole Mewtwo thing. I like that, and it's subtle, right? Like the game does not.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. This is all personal preference, but like I liked that the plot did not revolve around sci-fi. I like some other examples are like Oris has an element of sci-fi in it. What with a meteor and there's an alien in the meteor. I like that. It's like a soft sci-fi. What I don't like is when they get into. I'm gonna say it. The multiverse is just an excuse for movies, shows, books, whatever to be lazy.
Bro, it's true.
I don't want us
multiverse.
It can be good. It can be good. Into the Spider-Verse proves it, but it can also be really sucky.
In a lot of ways, multiverses really just like it basically allows the creators. It takes significance, or like what is the word I'm looking for?
Significance is good.
Yeah, the introduction of a multiverse basically just like lessens the consequences of any story, right?
100%. It's like you die and then like
you get brought back.
They're still alive.
Yeah.
There's another
universe.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Double Slap is in the chat right now. Hope you guys are doing well.
Hey.
Double Slap, you said something earlier that I thought was really cool. I wanted to bring up. Hold on.
Well, I like this that they said bring back super obscure legendary events triggered by Pokemon transferred from 5 generations ago.
Dude, yeah.
Yes.
That does sound fun.
That is cool.
On the sci-fi topic though, like I just love sci-fi. So I'm like all about it. But I do agree with multiverse stuff because lowers the significance, like you said. But I don't know. I think also going back to Omori, he's the sci-fi king out here. He's the one that like he loves all this sci-fi stuff, so he's probably gonna do the same thing, I would imagine, unless some of his higher ups were like, you know what, we need to bring it back to basics or something and have Team Rocket. I want the team to be more grounded, like the evil team to just be a evil team that is,
and guess what,
doing bad things. And that's it.
We kind of got. There was 2 teams in Scarlet and in Sun and Moon, and the one team, Team Skull, was really just a bunch of delinquents, misfits, people who were kind of like separated from, society. And that's like Team Rocket in a little way, right? They steal
kind
Pokemon.
of, yeah.
But then you had the real big bads, which were like the scientists of Team Rocket, which was the Aether Foundation, and that was the sci-fi team.
Really,
so
they were one team though, because Team Skull was working for the Aether Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I gotta finish Ultra Sun to remember.
I think that I don't know if it's Omori himself or like I'm sure it isn't, but he's working with them. But the people that have been writing the recent Pokemon games are like, it's pretty legit. The only one with Sword and Shield was just like, but like Sun and Moons and Scarlet and Violets were specifically really decent stories.
Scarlet and Violet's base game, I agree. The DLC story, I thought, was not so hot.
I kind of liked it though. I like the whole Kieran thing.
The Kieran stuff was good. I mean, like mainly in its ties to the main story. They set
the Kieran stuff is interpersonal.
Like with Sword and Shield, the Sword and Shield story was open and closed with the base game. The DLC was like this entirely separate thing. Scarlet and Violet made the mistake of not closing the book. The Scarlet and Violet book. They made the mistake of not closing it at the end of the base game. So the DLC had these hopes riding on it of closing that chapter, and they crashed and burned that chapter, in my opinion. I hated
we were expecting so much in
the DLC negatively impacted my opinion of Scarlet and Violet. Like genuinely, like I thought Scarlet and Violet were great games, and then after
you're talking about the Area Zero plot line, right? Yeah.
I don't think they're bad games, to clarify, because some people will be like, you're, being too mean to Scarlet and Violet. I think they're great games. It made it go from like a, A to like a B- for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that extreme. I think
it was for me, but I cared more about story, I think, than you do.
I don't know. You just had to take it how it is, though, as well. Like, that's what it was always. Well, maybe not what always was, because we have leaks now that were like, maybe it was going to be more than that, and they just had to change it.
Yeah, but it's like, that's not what we ended up with, right? And like, I know. And listen, I'm with you usually, because it's like the leaks that like cut content, stuff like that. It gives me context for like what, it gives me sympathy. It makes me like empathize with the people who are creating the games. It makes me realize like, oh, okay, this product isn't as great as I wanted it to be because they weren't able to squeeze it in, or maybe it wasn't right yet, right? There's actually things that happen, and I also just kind of think it's interesting, above all else, to think about like different versions of a game. But I wanted to shout out. I just got the email. Rocky the Third just became a $10 a box legendary.
Let's go, Rocky.
Supporter on Patreon. Rocky the Third, I made a little thing so you can enter in your shipping address so we can get you a holiday card.
I don't know if he's in here today, actually.
I got the email. It's on Patreon. Yeah. But thank you, Rocky, for supporting. And we also got a super chat by Northender. Hope you're doing well. Northender's always in the Discord. Great to see you in the chat. Northender says, thank you all for your dedication to pumping out content. You guys are awesome. Hidden power to the stars. Thank you so much, man.
Which is a Gen 10 leak. We're going to space.
I wish. Actually.
I wish too. I mean, we've gone to space before, I guess, but like, I would like to like actually go to the frickin' moon.
How cool would it be if it was just a region in space, like actually in space? I'm down.
That would be cool.
The final frontier.
Like it's a exaggerated version of Oraz, where it's like we go into the sky, but then there's like a space station, and we could just chill and battle in the space station. The Battle League is in the space station.
You can see, like, you're in a space shuttle, and you can see space in like a window during the battle. Oh.
Yeah, that's
Epic
cool.
Epic randomness brings up a good point about SV's DLC. Just going back to it for a second, like a lot of people were like, "Oh, this made it better." So there's two sides to it, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's all opinion.
Yeah, you're talking about specifically the story though. So that's the thing. But because it was a little lackluster, at least Blueberry Academy. But I think they were just going with Kieran's story. It was its own thing,
which I think was good. I think Kieran's story was good. To me, it's just it didn't fit. It's like they had two separate. It's like they were like
there were two separate stories.
But I think what they tried to do is like it felt like they just tacked on the Area Zero stuff for no reason. Where it's like they had this great BB Academy story. You have all these different characters, which I think are way more memorable than some of the other characters in base Scarlet and Violet. And then they're like, oh, we won, so let's go to Area Zero for no reason. And then they don't even give us a satisfying conclusion to it.
Yeah.
It just feels disjointed, that's all. I don't think it's a bad DLC. I just think that element was just kind of...
I just think as a whole, even adding in like Mochi Mayhem, like all together was nice. I think it was nice.
I like those different experiences.
I think they nerfed the base game characters for the DLC to uplift. Look, this is something.
You're right. Why is Arvin not there? Right.
This is something that I always say. A sequel should not go off the path that was set. A great example of it is, I'm a Disney guy, Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph, the entire point of that movie, and this is all connected, I'm working up to something. The entire point of that movie is about how there's a little girl who's a glitch in her game, and she wants to be a part of this game. And the sequel is her going, never mind, this game is boring. So it fundamentally undoes her entire arc in the first movie. And I say that to say, like, you set up this big thing. Area Zero is a place you must never go there. Oh, eventually you work to the point where you and these trainers can go there. Arvin, Nimona, and Penny. I refuse to believe that you go back to Area Zero and at least Arvin doesn't go along with you. It's his parents. Like, his whole legacy is tied to that. And I don't know. It just...
Arvin should have got a haircut. Arvin needed a haircut more than
he should have gotten the soul haircut.
The soul cut. No, but I don't agree with you, Lumi, because I didn't care about them enough. Like I did.
I know, but they could have made you care about it, right?
Nimona was fun. She was a great rival. But like Arvin, I really did not care. And Penny, that was like its own story that wrapped up nicely.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm with you, Soul, because I agree. I also don't care about Arvin. I understand. I do. Listen, I can't
believe y'all don't care about Arvin.
I'm sympathetic for his what his storyline is. His situation is sad, but as a character, he's not that. I don't think he's that compelling, other than his sad background. But I don't think a sad background makes you interesting.
I think it's more than that. It's also like that character has a lot of.
He should have put his hair back.
For lack of a better way to put it, like kind of trauma that like never gets addressed. Like, dude, this is something that I don't like how they treated Arvin.
Kieran,
there is a line at the end of Scarlet and Violet where he points out, "Oh, great, Nimona's organizing this Academy Ace tournament. Penny's becoming like a part of the league staff. I have nothing." Like he literally points out, like I'm nothing. And then in the Mochi Mayhem. The Mochi Mayhem begins by him coming over to your house because he's like, hey, can we just hang out? Like, he is going through something, and it never gets addressed.
He is. Listen, the thing is, they ended his arc. That's it. Like, after Scarlet and Violet...
Well, they ended it badly.
They did, but that was his arc. Like, at the end, and I thought the one line you were going to pull up was, like, right at the end. He's like, well, I guess I got my closure or whatever about his parents. Like, right when you leave Area Zero at the end, he's just like, I guess I'm just going home or whatever.
Yeah.
That was, like, the end of his arc. I think that they ended each one of their arcs in the core game of Scarlet and Violet. I think that was it.
The Pokemon world needs more therapists. Like, literally,
we don't have a single therapist gym leader.
Arvin comes back from Area Zero, is like, so my parent was a robot because my real parent was murdered.
I guess I'll shiny hunt
by this Pokemon.
And then he's like, well, anyways, gotta make a sandwich.
Yeah.
And then, meanwhile, like, then the very next thing is you have Kieran, and he's like, I would actually literally murder that human being.
Yeah,
and No counselor's gonna go, hey, buddy, maybe let's bring you inside before, you do something you're gonna regret.
These characters, I'm surprised they're not evicted from the school. Why are they even allowed to participate? These are big red flags.
Kieran is like actively bullying people in the Blueberry Academy, and the staff is just like, "Hey, man, I ain't
listen.
Paying
He's
enough
a
for
really
that.
good battler.
I'm making. Teachers ain't paid enough."
Yeah,
he's the boss. He was the boss. He became the boss. So
Honestly, this is an interesting conversation because I haven't even considered this for ever. And I think while Kieran is maybe not more interesting, I think his design is cooler, and I like that he has a very simple start and finish in the DLC. I do think his story could very easily be or not his story, but his story arc from going from someone who's kind of like, he's got some trauma, and then he kind of like, he goes to the dark side and then heals. Like, I think that could almost fit Arvin even better. And I think maybe why, just an easy way that they could exemplify that is through their hair. Kieran had the long hair, then he put the hair back, and then he became a happy man. And I think they could have very easily done the same thing with Arvin. And it could have, Lumi's right. I think they could have, it would have been way more satisfying to see that additional conclusion. Maybe Arvin is the through line from the game, from the base game to the DLC, but you still have Kieran, you still have Carmen.
That's what people wanted, but that's not what they had planned for Arvin. It was just that whole thing.
And I respect that, but at the same time, it's kind of like what I said. Like, since they didn't close Scarlet and Violet with Scarlet and Violet, I think people picked on the lines like where Arvin's like, I have nothing, and they expected some kind of conclusion for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's Arvin who brings attention to like the question of like, some kind of like basically like inconsistency with the paradoxes. Like, he brings that into question. So they, I think they made people think that there would be more. I know they made me think that there would be more to these characters. Instead, they just bring them in Mochi Mayhem to get possessed by a zombie so Kieran can look better.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
They didn't have much more to do with them, unfortunately, I guess.
We get another super chat here by Free Metroid Hat. Thank you, Free Metroid
thanks
Hat.
Again.
I would love more Reggies and a buffed Regigigas in ZA or Gen 10. Love the Reggie side quest in Gen 3. I want more of that. Also bring back Dive in Gen 10. Also,
we have a fun video for you.
Yeah, all about the Reggies, and that's coming out soon.
I mean, there could be a mega Regigigas in ZA.
Yeah.
No slow start.
That'd be, dude, that's cool.
I understand that wasn't, man, but that looked like you were like hinting that there's a Regigigas.
It definitely was.
Because he literally just randomly goes, I mean, there totally could be a Mega Reg, and then he like side-eyed the camera like he went.
It's true, but no, it's not true. We were gonna when we were talking about new generations, or the next generation, Gen 10, I was gonna bring up that diving could be like a thing, because we just got those leaks from the Terra leak about that there was a cut, like dive feature from Gen 7, where you would like dive and do all kinds of stuff underwater. Like, that could be a thing.
I still swear that dive was intended for Scarlet and Violet. I refuse to believe it wasn't. I refuse to believe that it was not intended.
I mean, they've probably still been playing with it ever since Gen 7, because like that was a whole feature. I don't know if you've looked at the stuff about it, but there's a lot about the details of how the feature would work.
And since Gen 3, it's been a lot of games, just in I think a less memorable way. But it was in Gen 3, it wasn't in Gen 4, but it was in Gen 5, and Unova Dive was back. I think people forget that because it was like one area to do one thing that wasn't even like forced.
You couldnn imagine if you can get Pokemon underwater with the dive feature. That would make it.
That's what that was.
That's what was intended. For Sun and Moon.
Literally.
Oh, in Sun and Moon.
They brought back dive for.
I just think it's a no-brainer.
Well.
I just think it's a no-brainer. It's like you got the normal level ground, then you can surf on it, but then you can go underwater, but you can also fly. You're tripling you're just tripling how much of the world you can explore.
It would finally make sense for like some fish Pokemon that like are just floating mid-air.
Yeah. Dude.
Instead, they'd finally be in water swimming instead of just like Magikarp, or not a Magikarp because Magikarp flops, but like like other Pokemon that are just
Goldeen,
they fly,
Lumineon.
Yeah.
Give me dive battles. And look, they fixed the models and they've made it where some Pokemon have a like standing on the ground model and a flying in the air model. Give me sky battles.
Yes.
Give me dive battles. Give me this
For
stuff.
sure.
And man, like I would love a Pokemon game because if you play Oris and you're soaring and you battle a wild Pokemon, you can throw out your Swampert and he'll sit there hovering in the clouds for some reason. If you dive underwater, you can send out your Torkoal to battle the Chinchou. Don't do that.
No.
Like literally force me to make a team that is suitable for these places. I want that immersion.
Dude, I'm with you.
You just made a really cool idea actually where Pokemon could really be revolutionized to the point where like you have to make different teams for different situations in the game. Like
That's
how
what
cool
we're
would
missing,
that be?
dude.
Like
I love that.
yeah, where it's like, but I can switch to my water team, or like not water, but you know what I mean? Like
totally.
my underwater team.
Yeah.
Where it's like I have to have them to go underwater, or I have to have them to go in this specific place,
And maybe they're inching that way. Maybe they're inching that
awesome.
way because Scarlet and Violet does make a point to have some Pokemon that can swim, and it's not just water types. Pokemon like Pikachu can swim in the water. And then they have Pokemon that can fly, and it's not just flying types. Pokemon like Gengar, Heracross also will, fly or levitate. Like maybe they're inching their way towards that. But I would love for like, because I try to think, how do these games feel real to me?
Yes.
I would love to like be going, I've got my fire starter and my bird Pokemon, and now they're like, okay, well you have to dive in this cave. Can't really use your fire starter and bird for that, so hang out on the beach and maybe catch you a Krabby or something so that you have a Pokemon while you're underwater. I would love that.
I know, it's a crazy idea actually. I just want to stress that I do think that we could get a dive feature for Gen 10. Like I forget who it was that just said it, but like it's just because if it's really island hopping regions and like there's tons of water in between, then it's like, okay, how do we do too much water without too much water? It was just like, oh well, you can go underwater and like catch Pokemon that are only there and explore this cave that's only there, so
yeah. Well, that's something I was gonna say too, was Sun and Moon. It was also intended for like you to be able to do cave diving specifically, like access caves that you cannot access above ground. Like I have to dive to get to these little areas. I mean, man, I want that level of exploration. And thankfully, from what little we know about Gen 10 with the Terra League, like the way they've talked about it, I feel like exploration is being kind of emphasized in this.
Yes,
so that's
100%.
That keeps me hopeful because I think that's my favorite thing aside from the batch of 100-ish new Pokemon that we get. I think my favorite thing like about a new Pokemon game is just being able to explore a brand new world, And I think that's probably going back to our conversation earlier. It's probably why I'd be a little upset if like there was no new region that was just pieces of older regions because it's not really exploring. It's not revisiting. But.
Yeah, and I think to add on to what you're saying, like it's not that we just need a new location. It's that it's about like how we interact with the world that we're presented, right? So I think everything that we're describing right now is the vision, right? I think a lot of people weren't happy with the open world game that we did get because it was underdeveloped and there wasn't a lot to do other than just wander and battle, right? So I'm totally on board. I think
it depends on what their idea of exploration is, though, too, because wandering and battling has been their idea of it so far.
Well, not in but not in Legends Arceus. In Legends Arceus,
that's the only difference is you throw a Pokeball. But
no. You throw your Pokemon out at different things in the world, and they interact with them. If you can't reach the item, you can throw your Pokemon to get the item. If there's
you can do that in Scarlet and Violet too. It's
not the same.
I think I've said this on here. If I haven't said this on here, I've said it in a Lumi audio vlog. Sign up for the Discord. I
like
played...
you said Illuminati blog.
The Illuminati.
I played the Illuminati audio vlog.
Illuminati.
Maybe.
The Illuminati audio vlog.
But I played what's the new game? The new Zelda game called Echoes of Wisdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
And in Echoes of Wisdom, one thing you're doing is you're like not capturing, but you're mimicking, I think they call it mirroring these creatures, and then you can use those creatures. But one thing that I think is neat about it is that not only can you later, when you're fighting a creature, use these creatures to fight the other creatures, but like there's specific traits some of these things will have. Like I've noticed the crows will like see rupees, which I think is what they call the money, and it'll go and grab those coins for you. The little fire guy, he can the little fire blob. I don't know Zelda animal names, so sorry. But
choo choo.
It's a choo-choo. A choo-choo.
I don't think it's a choo-choo train. No,
it's a choo-choo.
But
I think it's a chew. A fire chew. No,
it's like a little ball of fire.
Is that Sonic?
It's like a little ball
you're right.
of fire.
You're right, but it's not exactly right.
But those guys, you can use them to like light torches. You can use the water one to put out torches. Like little things like that, where they have this. They're not just used to fight other things. They are used to do something specific in the world. Yeah. Maybe that is it. Click the fire.
It's a fire.
I think that is it.
Choo. You're right. Yep. We have a bunch of super chats that we gotta.
No, I know. This is fun. We're cooking. We're cooking. No, I'm with you, Lumi. The idea is the Pokemon that we capture and train, we should be rewarded for that in different ways. We should be rewarded in being able to like do new things in the world or whatever we're interacting with, not just battling. It should be also like, literally, not anything will be a value add. Anything other than battling will be a bonus, right? Ride, I'm totally fine with capturing my Pokemon and then having those Pokemon be the ones that I ride. That would feel way more rewarding, you know?
Yes, he's got like 2 Starlies tied to his shoes, just flying around. No, and that's something they can do too. Is like, that's a good way to take HMs and rework HMs. Don't make Rock Smash a move I have to teach my Pokemon to use, but like have, all fighting type Pokemon can do like the Rock Smash technique, kind of like they did in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where like your starter could do these techniques but didn't know the move. Like, do things like that so that by catching a Lucario or a Machamp or whatever, I can destroy these rocks, or I can push them out of the way with Machamp. Or Scyther can cut down trees, but so can, maybe, I don't know, what's another sharp Pokemon? Pinsir. I don't know, I think that's a cool way to do it too, and that's kind of how the Ranger games do it. Like the Ranger games, instead of doing like the Pokemon's type, you catch them for like a skill.
That's
if
cool.
I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I played a Ranger game, but I love things like that.
I love that. And then it's like, it just makes everything in the world more dynamic. So if we are diving, if that is a function that's added, now we can do more stuff other than just finding Pokemon while diving,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Beautiful, man. All right, we're late on these super chats. Bramtastic just became but Bramtastic is on their 13th month of being a Game Freak Incorporated channel member. Bro, thank you so much. We thank you
Bram, you're the
we
realist.
thank you every episode.
You are.
The realist.
It means a lot.
Can I take a moment to specifically thank him for my iron boulder? I mentioned in the last episode that I do not have an iron boulder, and he was kind enough to reach out to me and be like, "Hey, I got one.
That is
Let me give it to you." And that was super kind of him, and I appreciate it.
No, that's
a
awesome.
legit one.
Bramtastic says, I think events triggered by transferring Pokemon up might still be a thing. Rayquaza already had its game, so transferring the new shiny Rayquaza distribution we're getting to the Legends EA might be how you get Mega Rayquaza at all in the game, kind of like a hidden event. I agree.
I think
we might still.
I think we'll be able to.
I mean, I think. Let me think about this.
With Pokemon Home, I think we'll be able to move through Legends EA and at Scarlet and Violet. So I think it's possible.
Well, something
Just
else
it reminds me of if you got a shiny Beldum event in Oris and you talked to Steven with like it in your party, he would like mention, because the reason they did it was because he had a shiny Metagross in the anime that he like used when he and Alon were battling Mega Rayquaza, and he like mentions like, oh yeah, this reminds me of adventure I once had or something, and he's like, I wonder how that guy with the black Charizard is doing. Like a little subtle reference to Alon. Little things like that I think are like really, really cool.
Little Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
honestly,
do that with the shiny Rayquaza. Like if I transfer it and Legend ZA, some random person mentions like, there was this flying ship that was chasing that thing.
dude, these shiny giveaways are so
Or this is
cool.
like a really old Rayquaza, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But
This one's
I think it's also cool to think about like this Rayquaza. Gatorex was saying this in his video, but like we got this little video to announce the shiny Rayquaza, where the shiny Rayquaza is flying over and throughout the Paldean region. And it's kind of interesting in that context. It's kind of interesting to think about shiny Rayquaza being its own character, where that Rayquaza, it's like the shiny is what indicates that Rayquaza is a separate character from the Rayquaza that we see in the Hoenn region, for example, right? And then, but then I think about what we learned about in the Terra leaks. Spoiler alert, there is likely to be a different Zygarde, or some sort of indication that the Zygarde, Lumi, I'm actually, I don't want to actually spoil. I don't know if what I'm talking about is the anime or not, so I actually don't want to like spoil something.
No, they have not. There's no spoilers for the Zygarde in the anime.
Okay. Yeah. What would you say?
So you can say whatever you want to say. It's
Yeah.
not spoiler for the anime.
I think you're going Mega Zygarde land, but
I'm going Mega Zygarde. I'm going. There was something in the Terra League that suggested that Game Freak wants to be particular. You said this earlier. They want to be particular about what legendaries they're introducing, as to not kind of like muddy up the lore. And they
well what it was they told the Horizons people, when the Horizons people said they were using Zygarde, they basically told them, okay, well, for one, make it shiny, because you've already done a big plot around Zygarde in the anime, and we want to make sure that the audience knows this is a different Zygarde.
Yeah.
Because of course you would have that. You would have these fan theorists going on there being like, the Zygarde that the villain has is actually squishy or whatever.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is like, we already have a Rayquaza during the timeline of Oras, which is also the timeline of X and Y. So this would be a new Rayquaza. Maybe there's a new plotline that this is gonna participate in Legends ZA. So I would be interested in more than just an event, or more than just being able to transfer the shiny Rayquaza into Legends ZA. I'd be more interested in to see if there's characters that acknowledge it, if there's characters that go, this is incredible, like this is stuff of legend. Maybe there's a little story, maybe there's a little like cutscene, right, that gives us additional context. Maybe that's how we get the Megastone for it.
The only thing against that is I feel like if there is something like special about this shiny Rayquaza, I do think they would have revealed it. Because, if we get our ZA trailer in January when this is over, or February on Pokemon Day, like, if it's after this Rayquaza thing, then it's kind of like, and they reveal like, hey, and that shiny Rayquaza you caught, it's going to do this. There's plenty of people who won't have participated in that raid because they already have a shiny Rayquaza, so they didn't see a need to pick up their 2-year-old game to get it. Yeah. And so, like, you'd think they would announce that ahead of time. If there was something like that. But, counterpoint, they could always say in January, oh, if you caught that Rayquaza, something special is happening. If you didn't, no worries, we're rerunning the raid in March.
Yeah. Yeah. We got another, it's not really called a super chat. Gendy has been a member, Box Legendary supporter of the channel for 3 months. Shout out to you, Gendy. Gendy says, it is honestly strange they introduced a new character with trauma that you help solve, and we got Arvin in the corner like, someone call me to hang, please.
That's what I'm saying.
They're essentially, I don't know. It would have been nice if he was integrated somehow.
I personally think that they finished his arc, and that was it. Like, he just had to cope with the whole situation. He had closure. Yeah. He had closure that his parents, like, what happened to them. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't know.
But he doesn't have closure on like his own self-worth. That man thinks that he's nothing.
Yeah. So what if he started getting really good at battling and like worked his way up through the BB Academy, right?
Yeah, that would have been really cool, but
like it still lines up. I get what you're saying.
He's not a battler though. That's his.
You're right.
He's
issue. Not.
Like, he's just some cook guy. Like, I wish that he had. I wish that we had more Pokemon personalities. Yeah, like more Pokemon trainers. He is. It's like. His thing is he's a cook.
Dude, he could have been
battling.
He could have been best friends with Crispin.
Yeah.
right? Z King.
Yeah, they literally replaced them with a different cook.
Z King has been Z King joined a little bit a while ago. Is a legendary member of Hidden Power. Z King says, "You guys remember that Professor Turo scene in TM? What is that in TM?
Teal Mask. They're talking about the in TM. Teal Mask. There was. I guess it was at the Crystal Pool. That was technically
the Crystal
an
Pool.
Indigo disc,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That must be it.
Yeah, confirming the timelines.
I don't know why Heartbreaker
Yeah.
Charles said soul as Turo too, but
You cut your hair.
I guess I look like Turo now, maybe.
Yeah, you were Arvin and now you're Turo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've become his
let's see.
father.
Yo,
Become my father.
You've become your own father. Time travel connect.
Jake's in the chat. Hope you're doing well, Jake. Hope you're having a good day.
There's
Let's see.
One more here. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Red's here, member for 1 month, legendary tier. Thank you, Red. Good to see you. Red says, I totally agree with adding the value to what each Pokemon can do and how they interact with things in game, but would that end in some kind of exit situation?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't get it, unfortunately. He said Dexit. Oh, Dexit situation.
Oh,
Dexit
Dexit, yes.
situation.
But with that,
I mean, we're already in a Dexit situation, so what's to worry about?
Yeah, I think what... Yeah, so maybe...
And you do it for limited. Like, you don't have to make it where every single Pokemon ever can do special things. But I'm just saying, don't just make it where my only dashing option is Weirdeer. Make me be able to ride Weirdeer, Gogoat, or Rapidash, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be every single Pokemon has a thing, but it shouldn't just be only one Pokemon per thing.
Chrome just crashed, so hold on, I'm reconnecting to the stream. Hey guys, Chrome crashed. I don't know what happened there, but we're back.
We are back.
Is awful. Sorry. Yeah, I think maybe what they're saying is like, I don't know. I think the solution is basically you don't make one specific thing for every Pokemon, like you're saying. You pick an attribute. You pick an anatomy type. You pick a Pokemon type. You pick maybe every Pokemon with a specific ability has access to something, and then you can make like 30 things and just distribute them evenly across every Pokemon, right? There's ways to there's shortcuts, and Game Freak is great at shortcuts.
There's some Pokemon that you don't even have to give a little overworld niche to, because like, look, here's the thing. At the end of the day, if Mimikyu doesn't have an overworld niche, people are still going to use Mimikyu. People love Mimikyu, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to give every single Pokemon an overworld skill, but
Totally.
I just don't think there should be only one Pokemon per one skill.
Totally. Lycan Tempest just became a box legendary member. Make sure you get your address to Lumi, and we'll send you a holiday card in a couple weeks. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast.
Give me your address.
If you guys want a special holiday card sent straight from us in December, we'll send you a holiday card with original art by a really talented artist. Become a box legendary member or higher on YouTube or on Patreon. Links are in the description, and we'll send you a holiday card for free or whatever legal way I should say that. Because I guess it's not free if you have to become a member, but whatever. Gendy with the super chat. Arvin returns as a villain with Volo in Pokemon Legends EA in a timeline plot as he attempts to return his parents and flip off Arceus in the game devs. Dude, imagine Arvin becomes
Arvin the Deadpool.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Like where he just shows up and Gen 10 for no reason. He looks at the camera and he's like, Omori, my guy. What the heck?
But he's like written by Omori.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like talking to himself. Thank you, Gendy, for the support.
I would love a villain arc for
sure.
Arvin.
I want you guys to know, like, I do plan to play this year.
It just came out of nowhere, bro.
This is
I want
Pokemon
to
Snap.
answer a question real quick.
Sure.
Oscar G asked, how much would it cost to ship a holiday card to the UK? We are shipping anywhere in the world. Don't you worry about that.
Yes.
All you gotta be is a box legendary or up member on here or Patreon, and we will send it to you.
Yep.
We have lots of members.
We don't
from
care
the UK,
if you're
actually.
in the US, the UK, I can't think of another, the Uruguay. The Portugal,
United
we don't
Arab
care.
Emirates.
The only place we've said we are not sending it to is Mars, but Mercury we will. So
Mercury works.
yeah,
It's
we
a
can
little
do
bit
that.
smaller, so
I
we could
think
probably
that Mars
manage it.
is.
We worked out a
closer.
little deal with Elon Musk. He'll get him there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Mars is closer, bro. We sent it to Mercury.
Well, for Mars, it's for legal reasons. It's not about the distance.
Yeah.
I see. Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll send it anywhere in the world. We sent one to Dr. Lava last year, and he's in China. So
We'll even send one to alternate universes.
Oscar G. Just what is this? What does pledged mean? Oscar G just became a supporter on Patreon, and it says no. The email disappeared. But Oscar G, send us your address. We'll get you a holiday card. Thank you so much, dude. This is great.
Rocky's apparently on Pluto, which is insane.
Well, that's not a planet, so we can't send it there.
Okay, yeah, well, that's technically not a
Rocky,
planet anymore.
okay, well,
so
can
that
meet us
might be
halfway.
complicated.
Meet us halfway, please.
Yeah.
Fly all the way
Do you
to
think you can
Jupiter.
make it to the International Space Station?
How are you watching this from that far?
YouTube's super
The
powerful.
connection. Little known fact about Pluto: the connection is great.
It is. I want to pull up. Some questions. But before we get into the questions from our Discord, what did I want to? I wanted to tell you guys about something. Should we explain the merch thing?
If you want. People are mentioning your little Trico.
Oh, hi.
I think it would be better if it was Rabbit, the water bunny.
Stop.
Yeah,
My
so
tip's
basically,
better.
okay, I think we just want to publicly apologize, and it's not a joke, that we've been using Teespring to host our merch, and you guys have been so gracious, and I'm literally wearing a Teespring shirt right now, which is not an endorsement, but I'm wearing the merch right now. It's great. The designs are great, but basically what happened is Teespring got acquired or something. They gave us some BS excuse, basically explaining why they haven't shipped out anyone's orders for 2 months. So Lumi, among a lot of you guys as well, may have purchased Halloween merch, our Dream Eater line, or anything from our store, and have yet to receive your stuff. And we feel honestly horrible about that. And so what we've done is we've left Teespring altogether. So there's a new merch store. It's on Fourth Wall.
Now that said, if you're still waiting on an order on Teespring,
Yes.
you will still get it. Because we've left Teespring doesn't mean that your order's canceled and you've lost your money forever.
Well,
it's not like that.
Coming.
This came in the mail yesterday. They're getting them, and this was from Spring.
Okay.
They're getting them out. You could ask for a refund if you want to get a refund.
You could.
But I am letting you know that just because we've left Spring does not mean that any unfulfilled orders will not be fulfilled.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. And also, yeah, if you want to get the refund, try to get the refund if you can, if that's the case. Because we feel bad. It's like people, we were so excited about the Dream Eater merch, the Halloween merch, and no one got their shirts for Halloween. Like everyone who bought a tote bag,
super lame,
to collect candy in, wasn't able to use it on Halloween. So
I'll tell you what the excuse was. They said that in July, one of our primary North American suppliers made changes that significantly impacted production at one of their printing facilities. So it seems like this was largely tied to North American orders specifically, I'm guessing. This location handled a substantial portion of our core items, including t-shirts and hoodies, which led to unexpected delays as we shifted production to other facilities. While our team worked hard to expedite this transition and minimize interruptions, the process normally takes several months. Unfortunately, this adjustment period affected a percentage of our daily orders, and we understand that any delay is frustrating when you're counting on us to deliver.
Yeah, well, it's disappointing.
It's been 2 months, buddy.
It's been 2 months. And there was anyways, it was just awful. So we switched over to Fourth Wall, and this is a great site. And,
fun name, great site.
And Noivy helped us cook this up. We actually have a little countdown right here. There's about 22 hours to go before the 2-year anniversary of Hidden Power, and we got all the merch you could ever want. We got new awesome designs. I've ordered these. These should be here next week for me. I got a new hat. I got a new shirt. I love this design so much. New mugs. Yeah, let me see. Browse collection. There's so many new things in here. Hold on. We got beanies. Oh, I love it. We got beanies. We got a bunch of merch. We got these new coffee mugs, or these ice coffee glass cups. Glasses.
Glasses are crazy.
Hand-shaped glasses.
Dude, I can't wait. I have these, but I don't have the ones with the Hidden Power logo on it, or the Hidden Power design. So I ordered one of these. This is what I'll be drinking my iced coffee in. We got bucket hats, if that's your thing. And we also have Halloween merch. Did I say
That's
Halloween?
Christmas.
You
Holiday.
definitely said
We've
Halloween.
got holiday merch. We've got holiday
Oh my
merch.
gosh.
Get cozy this season. We got soft Christmas motifs, soft Hanukkah motifs, and we got a bunch of fun items right here. If you guys want to support us and be festive this holiday season, this cozy December season, there's a bunch of stuff. Honestly, just go check it out. Even there's like new items in here other than just shirts. There's so much stuff here. Noivy helped out with this, so there's some stuff in here that I don't even know about. Go check this out if you're interested. You can also check out all of our episodes here. Honestly, just click around. There's a lot of stuff here that I haven't even played around with yet. It's a really cool site. We're excited to be using it. And I ordered my stuff this week, and I'm probably going to be getting it next week, which is the best thing. Oh, also, we lowered prices site-wide.
Yeah.
All of our merch now is cheaper. We felt bad.
That's
You're
amazing.
able to do that.
Yeah, everything is cheaper on the site, so that's great. It's just, I think, it works out for us. It works out for Fourth Wall. It's going to work out for you guys. And also, everyone, if you are every single tier of a channel member or a Patreon supporter gets 10% off anything on the store, anything. So if you become a channel member or a Patreon supporter, a paid member, any tier, use your 10% off code, and and there it is, cheap on cheap. Anyways,
awesome.
So that's the plug that's the plug that I wanted to plug.
That's our one plug for this, maybe.
Yeah, the 10th plug.
I think
While we're on it, so check out the. No.
Oh my God! Hold on.
When are we getting Shady Penguin on?
Yeah,
Dude,
you know what?
I would love to have Shady Penguin on.
I think
you know what? Y'all go reach out to Shady Penguin on Twitter or on his YouTube. Don't harass him.
Yeah.
But one or two of y'all go on there and be like,
just be
you
like,
should
hey,
go on the Hidden Power podcast.
Have you heard of Hidden Power podcast? They do really great analysis and discussions around the lore and theories of Pokemon, and also they like to battle. Would you be interested in?
And also they like you.
And then be like, they've worked with people like A Drive, and they've worked with people like Loxton, and they've worked with people like True Green 7. Say that, and then who knows? Maybe we'll work with Shady Penguin in 2025.
I would love to work with Shady Penguin. That would be if I could have any guest on in the world aside from Jesus Christ, then
Shady.
Like people that are on Earth currently that are not historical. Shady Penguin.
I think he
above Junichi Masuda
is historical.
He is historical,
guys. We got a super chat.
Listen,
this is insane right here. All right, first off, thank you to Kingly Majesty for the 20 bomb. Super appreciative of that donation of the show. I'm gonna read this message, and then I got another plug. It's not even a plug; it's just a promo. It's like
my God!
It's like I'm excited for something that you guys are gonna be able to enjoy in 2025 with the podcast.
Me?
Yeah, you. Kingly Majesty says, "Happy birthday, Hidden Power Podcast. You all have filled a very large void this year with no new game, etc., etc. Really nice to know I have something I can reliably count on every Thursday." At work during my long drives. I can't wait to see where the Hidden Power podcast journey goes next.
Same.
And that honestly rips at my heartstrings, so I love that. And then also, we're actually going to be teaming up. We have teamed up with Kingly Majesty to produce, I don't have any graphic to show you right now, but to produce graphics to keep you guys in the community up to date with all the different events, the shiny events.
You may have seen some already.
Yeah.
On our Twitter.
Kingsley already does such a good job. He's got his own YouTube channel. He does such a great job with these graphics anyway. But he's going to be working alongside us to produce some of these that are right for Hidden Power and for what we care about on this show. So I'm thrilled. We linked up last week, and I'm thrilled to have him on the team. So expect that. You guys might have seen the Rayquaza earlier this week. Just super excited about that. Thank you, Kingsley. Really appreciate it, Kingsley. Let's see this. Hold on.
Yeah, we appreciate you a ton too, and the kind.
Yeah, thank you so much for the whatever it is, super chat. Yeah.
Super chat.
Amazing.
Aesop B3EF in the Discord says, "What do you guys think it is that has given Pokemon the staying power it has for nearly 30 years? And what about Pokemon has made you all lifelong fans?"
Yes.
Johto.
What do you guys think? I have to read it. That was long, so I have to.
I know.
read it
I also didn't register everything.
comprehend it.
Well, my
How do
first
you
answer
guys
was
think-
Johto because literally yesterday with the whole 25th anniversary, there's been so much artwork and stuff for it, and I was just like, Johto kept me in the game, man. It kept me around. It really just all of the Johto Pokemon and everything
That's got to be just the nostalgia.
That's why they call
lived
you
through.
Heart Gold Crafts, man.
Yeah, I owe a lot. I owe a lot to Johto. Anyway,
what do you guys think is?
So for me, I think Pokemon has these what would you call them? Just these core tenets, these activities, I think there's things that define what makes Pokemon so special. Some of the more tangible ones that we interact with, catching, battling, trading. But I think for me, it's the adventure, right? For me, it's the friendship. It is learning about the world, learning about other people through it, and I'm half talking about the games, I'm half talking about real life, but through the Pokemon themselves, right? Through using the things that we love to meet new people, and explore parts of the world, explore parts of myself that I didn't even know about, right? Maybe that's a little bit of a
what part?
Maybe that's a little bit of a corporate shilling.
What part of yourself?
I'm not even testing
my
you.
heart
I
and my
genuinely want to know
soul.
what have you learned?
And my
from
thumbs.
His
I feel
gold
like I
and
see my
silver.
thumbs quite a bit while playing.
Oh sure.
I go, wow,
Huh,
I should.
I got a little scar on the tip of my thumb there.
I need a
That's
pedicure. Yeah. I don't know that. So for me, that's what that
Pedicure's
is. Every Pokemon game that comes out, I'm looking for exploration. I'm looking for the immersion. I'm looking for discovery. I'm looking for all of those things. Those are the things that I care about.
There's something magical about the designs, though. I don't know if you guys ever do this, but there'll be a little while where I won't look at any Pokemon for a bit, just the Pokemon themselves, and then I'll go back and see it, and I'll be like, man, this is so good. I love this so much.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a crazy feeling that, I don't know. It's weird, but
I'm that with the
nostalgia.
various forms of Pokemon media. I knew I always liked Pidgeot, but man, I got that that full art Pidgeot card in Pocket and was like, oh, this is such a good design.
It's a great design.
I
The
love
art,
Pidgeot.
though.
But no, the thing, God, you're the worst.
Listen, Yori literally questioned me about this, and she's like, I don't understand why you don't like Pokemon Pocket that much. The card art's really good or whatever. I think it was Yori. Anyway, I was just like, yeah, I don't really like any of the card art.
Listen,
that.
so I started.
The TCG is so much better.
Dude, I started playing the game.
Same artists.
I started playing the game.
So far, there's been nothing that's convinced me.
No, but
It's good.
Listen, I don't
It's
care
fun.
about the art. I'm playing the game now, not because of the cards, but I'm playing the game because the game is fun.
Yeah.
I literally tried one battle. I downloaded it. I tried one battle, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun." I played 2 battles, and now I haven't played Pokemon Sleep in 2 weeks.
Soul
Yeah.
said, "Yeah."
Dude, I don't know. I think you should try it out. I think you'd enjoy it.
Dusty hasn't slept in 2 weeks because of this game.
Yeah, I've been awake this whole time.
I think the thing that keeps me coming back to it is honestly, like, not to copy Dusty's homework, but I
here
like
we
your answer,
go.
Dusty. I like your answer, but I also like it
Lumiose
because
thief.
it's kind of Lumiose thief.
I'm just
That's
kidding.
the
I'm
best
just
you
kidding.
could
I'm
come
just
up
kidding.
with.
Yeah,
That's the
Lumiose
best you
thief
could come up with.
Here, answer,
You
and
could
then
have done
I'll think of
Lumiose repost.
Oh,
That's so good, actually.
That's good. Yeah.
This is why you're the clever
I'm not
ones.
disappointed in you insulting me. I'm
Soulless
disappointed
silver
in
art.
how bad you did.
And Lumiose repost.
Paul SoulSilverArt.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh no.
That's good. All
Bad.
right.
no,
What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
I like that it has, kind of, you do get to explore these other places. You also, the thing I think that also keeps me coming back is good battles, man. I don't think Make Yourself is in the chat, but if he's listening back to this, we've been having a little holiday clash tournament in our Discord here, and he and I battled on Monday, and it was such a good match. And I love those kinds of matches where I you walk away from it like that was insane. Win
I
or
love
lose.
watching those kinds of matches for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are fun too.
Yep.
That's what got me hooked on Shady Penguin was his Wi-Fi battles way back in like 2014.
Yeah, we need more Wi-Fi battlers in the YouTube scene.
We need to normalize them.
I mean, there
again.
are a
And-
lot of them.
Yeah, but I feel like people now they do.
Something went
They
wrong
like-
with. Hold on, sorry.
They specifically do like some kind of challenge thing, like where it's like we randomize every, and that's fun. But I
think-
mean,
no,
I like
I
some
think-
good old fashioned.
No, I think you
Wi-Fi
guys aren't watching the right videos. There's
Also,
so
get
many.
rid of. I want non-Smogon tier single 6-on-6 battles.
You know what I really don't like that people do, and this is not like to hit.
Here we go. Drama.
What's the word? What's the
Drama.
word? It's not to call people out, but I really don't like watching. Oh my gosh, what is it called? The freaking not the Smogon tiers. No, the
Showdown?
the Showdown. Yes, I don't really
Yeah,
like.
I don't like that
Sure.
either. It's not animated. I don't like it.
No, but listen,
No,
people watch that
boring.
for the strat though.
I
Like
know,
it's
but
for the commentary and it's for the
Yeah,
strat,
no,
and
I
the battles are
into it.
quicker.
No, we're not saying there's no value to it. We're just
Those
saying we
listen,
don't
I'm
like
getting
it,
defensive because those are the ones that I grew up watching.
It's just
Okay,
not. There's
well,
not
that's great for
entertainment
you.
value that much. Like I'm not entertained watching it. I'm just like, I want to see the Pokemon bit.
Right. It's kind of like Pokemon Let's Go. Like, sure, some people like it, but it's garbage. And I'm I actually think there is a lot of good to Showdown.
Just so you
but
know,
like
I
Skull
do-
said, it's not entertaining to me personally.
I like Showdown. I don't want to watch people play
Yeah.
Showdown for hours.
Exactly.
We
That's
got
what
we
I
got to
mean.
get a Pokeaim. We got to get a Joey on the show.
He's like one of the coolest guys, I think. So I'd love to have him on. That'd be awesome. But
Wow,
yeah,
that's some high praise from Paul SoulSilverArt. The coolest guys.
We got a super chat here by Blaker. Oh, wait, did Soul answer?
was
Yeah,
I supposed to answer?
and
Oh
Johto.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah. I said
Johto. So that's nostalgia. That's like a healing point in your life.
It's basically nostalgia.
It's
yeah.
Johto though. It's just Johto.
Yeah,
It's
but if
not
you but if
nostalgia,
you
it's
started
Johto.
with Hoenn, maybe you'd think otherwise.
I was thinking about your Hoenn comment recently since it was so recent. But I just saw like a picture of like Ruby and Sapphire because like it came out or whatever yesterday or today originally, and I was just like, yeah, I remember why I never played these games.
Bro, but you never played them, dude.
I know, but I don't think I'll ever play Ruby and Sapphire, and maybe not
Why,
even
dude?
Emerald.
Why?
Like the style
Looks
is just
so
not
good.
good.
Why
No,
is it not
it's-
good?
I don't know. Like the style of it is like even the leaks of the Terra Leak ones from Gen 3. Like those Pokemon look so whack. Everything's
Bro.
so whack about it.
But that's like you get.
It made so
like-
much
You're
sense.
giving him a
Kanto.
stroke. Stop it.
It's like Kanto, dude. It's like when you play Gen 1, you're like, oh, it's charming. They look a little off. A lot of the Gen 3 Pokemon look weird in their debut game, but then you play them, you get the updated models in Gen 4, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe this is how they were always supposed to look.
This is
But-
what I'm saying though.
But I think
Exactly.
the world, dude, the world itself was the first time that the Pokemon world was like exciting. All we had in Pokemon for the first two generations were just like mountains in the ocean, and then all of a sudden you go to Hoenn, and you have all these vastly unique biomes. Right, you're soaring in the sky. I guess that wasn't in,
That's not
in
original.
Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
No,
but there's
I will
diving.
play- I will play Oras. I'm not
No,
talking about
you
that.
won't.
I am literally talking about
You won't.
the style. I'm talking about the style.
Yeah, the visual art
there's-
style.
Yeah, there's no other Pokemon game. I mean, outside of the 3D ones, it's different because it's modern. But like, I feel like they went back in Gen 4, back to like a more just Gen 1 style, and that style continued even to Gen 5. And I just think Gen 3 is like the one that's the odd one out, and tons of
Yeah,
people
I
stop
think it
playing
does look different, but
Mhm.
I
It's
don't
just
know,
my
man.
personal taste.
I know.
I'm just like,
I think if
it's
you
like they're like chunky.
so
They're like
yeah,
chunky
yeah.
looking Pokemon, and they're like the colors are really like in your face, and
That's what I
don't know.
like.
It's
Trumpets are
different.
really in your face.
Listen, for me, when I okay, I think you're right. I'll concede.
It's a personal thing anyway.
Totally. No,
so it's not.
I concede there are. I think a lot of the models, a lot of the Pokemon sprites don't look how the Pokemon are truly supposed to be represented. They're kind of rusty. But I think when you play the game, what I enjoy about Gen 3 so much is that they are quick, dude. And as someone who likes to replay games, I can rip through a save file. I can't do that in Gen 4. I can't even do that in Gen 5. You know?
True.
But when
I mean, I don't know.
all
because I've
Pokemon
never
games
played
are
it.
slow. But when I play Gen
Yeah.
3, I'm button mashing. I'm playing with one hand. I'm doing L equals A, right? I'm just ripping through the game. It's so much fun. And I don't know. That's one thing that I enjoy. But I also just think I don't know. It is nostalgic for me in a lot of ways. There's a lot of people who say they hate Gen 2 because it's just like difficult to play. They think it's ugly. But it's like maybe you just had to be there, you know?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think.
Dude, I'm
just talking
telling you,
about visual style,
give it a
like
shot.
you said.
I would say
Like
give it a
how
shot.
it plays is completely different. You know what I mean? Anyway,
So,
it's a long-
so not to put you on the spot, but I've had numerous. I started a Pokemon X Nuzlocke, and I have had numerous people request me to say to you that when we're both done with Pokemon X, Omega
Yeah.
Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Soul Link.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
You have to do it. Should we do that on the Patreon?
It'd be really fun to do. One.
Dude, I'm doing it on my channel.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
I'm trying to build up my channel as well, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
No, I'm
I would
I'll
love-
let you do. You alternate, like
Dude,
yeah.
you could take. I'll let you take episode 1.
I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
look at. I'm trying to find some like
Just
screenshots,
force them to do it.
and nothing really looks that amazing. It really is nostalgia. Like I look at this image, and like this is like the beginning of the game. It's so like I feel like I
You're
experienced
hearing
this.
that bum 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 bum.
Yeah, it sounds
bum,
so
bum,
good.
bum.
It sounds so good.
I do have nostalgia for it as well,
Like,
in the
dude,
sense
look at
that
this.
I saw it a bunch of times and was like, oh, Pokemon.
I don't
'Cause
know.
I never
man.
played it really.
I think if you played it, you would get enjoyment out of it.
So
You know
how
what's-
did you feel about Gen 4 style?
It's just kind of bland, to be honest. But
Okay,
It's
well,
like
there
they
you go,
took
'cause
the-
someone said if you like Gen 4 style, you like Gen 3 style.
No,
I didn't
no,
really
I think
like
they're
Gen
so
4 style
different.
that
Gen 3 and
much.
Gen 4 are so different to me.
I do think
I
it's
agree
different.
too. I think
I think that
different as well.
I think they went backwards. They were like, oh, Gen 3 was way too like vibrant and wild, so let's go back more to like the basics.
Gen 3
and they made it bland.
in Gen
And
3
then
they were
jazz.
Gen 3 feels like Gen 5. Gen 3 feels like a very rough departure from what happened before. Like Gen 2 was an improvement on the same style as Gen 1. Gen 3, it's like GBA, new console, new system, we're trying all these things. It's not compatible with what came before. And I think the game looks pretty rough because of that. Gen 4 is a refinement of what happened in Gen 3. And then Gen 5 also feels like a radical departure. And then they kind of like, even though it's a new engine, Gen 6 feels smooth for what it
Peak, yeah.
is.
Just
Not
to
peak.
be clear, I don't think that Gen 3 looks bad. Like I don't think that it
Kind of
what
sounds
you're
like
saying.
you think it looks bad.
No,
That's what I was getting out of this.
no, it's not that it looks bad. It's the style I don't like. That's all. I don't know if that makes sense. It's
No,
like,
that makes sense. I've seen fan art where like of like a fake mom where it's like this is objectively a great artist, but I do not like this design.
I mean, that's how I feel about Pokemon Pocket art right now. As well.
Yeah. See, so that's valid. You know, likewise,
Yeah.
we bring it up pretty regularly on the show. I don't like any of Ariana Grande's music, but she is objectively a talented artist.
Yeah, okay. She's perfect.
I
Okay,
just-
anyways,
yeah,
let's
she's perfect.
Ariana
I'm not
Grande is
having
a
this
Pokemon
conversation
fan. Does
with-
she want to come on the podcast?
Lumi, your
Oh.
taste in music is very. You're like,
Can we get
nothing
Ariana
will
Grande
be better
on this
than Bing
podcast?
Crosby. That is just the music
Dude,
I grew up
Don't
with.
be hating on some Bing
You're like,
Crosby
the only
now,
good music
right?
in the world is
Don't you
Jimmy
be-
Buffett
dude,
and Bruce Springsteen.
Dude, okay, but Bing
You're like,
Crosby
Ariana
is
Grande
fire,
is
man.
not very talented.
No,
Okay.
I said the opposite. I never said she was not
Who's
talented.
this rapper guy?
Yo, Bing Crosby is legit though.
Bing Crosby's legit though. That was a bad example.
Yeah. So I think I struggle and always want to argue you because I think for me, it's not that you don't need to like every single Pokemon game. I think it's puzzling to me as, we are such Pokémaniacs. We're freaks when it comes to Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
How are you not compelled to play a game that you've never played before? Right? And it's not like, because I get this from my friend Matt, I get this from Bedford's Best, that he's like, well, you've played X, but you haven't played Y. Well, you played Omega Ruby, but you haven't played Alpha Sapphire. You haven't played every game. But like, you haven't even played a Gen 3 game.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know why you're not
of a Gen 3
like
game.
I don't know why you're not compelled. I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm just saying, like, aren't you curious? Like I'm not curious about a lot of ROM hacks because it's not like from Game Freak.
I am curious and I do want to play it, but the problem is that it's been out for so long that I know like everything about it.
But you
already.
don't because you haven't played it. You
I
haven't
get
played
it.
it.
I get it totally, but the motivation isn't there because of that.
Sure.
Does that make
okay.
sense?
Yeah.
It's not that I
There's
totally
no-
haven't played it, and there's probably little things that I would really like, and that's
Yeah.
what intrigues me and makes
There's
me
no
want to play it.
curiosity because
dude,
he knows it all, even if he.
But
hasn't
I don't think you know it
experienced
all though, because
I don't know it all. But
okay,
And
okay,
I
look at it
say
like
that
this.
no. I say that because I will play a game and then 3 years go by and I forget about all of it, even though I see all this stuff on Twitter or whatever.
Get
and
that check, Kauri.
No, things are it's like if you're not, I don't know, man. I would love to see you play it on a
I
stream.
want to. I will one day eventually.
Yeah,
I
that
really
means
should have
it'll
done it
never
this
happen.
year. I should have
Anyways.
done it this year because this was a gap year, and this is like, oh, I can finally experience Gen 3. That would have been
Yeah.
cool, but my
think
year
I
was
play
crazy.
Gen 3 like once a
there are
year.
some people like the way I am with like Star Wars, for example, is like I got spoiled what happens in the last Star Wars movie, like the last one that was in the trilogy. What one was that even called? Rise of Skywalker, right?
Dude,
I got spoiled what happened in that, and so I because I knew what happened, I was like, well, you know what? I don't really have an interest to see it in theaters. Watched it when it came out on streaming a little bit later, but like, so I think that's kind of where Soul's coming from, where it's like he knows everything about it because he was told everything about it, so he doesn't have an interest to go down to the theater and watch it.
Listen, I get it, but I think there's a lot of stigma around
And that was a
Rise
lot
of
of
the
money saved
Rise
on
of
my part.
Skywalker, the Rise of Skywalker that maybe suggests it's not a good movie, and therefore you don't want to invest your time. I think there's only
And it was crazy.
positive
Someone said
things about
Rise of
Gen 3.
Garbage.
Rise
right.
of garbage.
Anyways, it's all good. I think it makes sense. We all have a limited amount of time. I personally would just be so compelled if there was a Pokemon game that I had never played. I'd be like, oh my god, I gotta play this.
I feel like that if the game wasn't like 20 years old. You know what I mean? It's just that. It's
Yeah,
the
I don't
thing.
know.
It's like, it's been around so long that I've put it off for 20
Sure,
years.
sure.
You know what I mean? Like I have been around that long as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So
I'm that
it's
way
not
with Game
like-
of Thrones. Like I've gone this long without watching it. I'm never gonna watch it.
I feel I think I'm just like
That's a hard one.
I'm putting myself in your shoes, Soul, where I'm like, I love Gen 2 above all. Like, I think it looks ugly. If you didn't grow up with it, you're probably not going to like it. But I think the sprites, they feel like home, right? They're nostalgic.
Yeah.
And
I think
I-
the sprites are good though. It's just that it's a sprite game, so that's probably why people
Yeah,
would think
and
it's
so-
kinda ugly.
I, as someone who loves Johto, just like you, I love Hoenn. And the stream just crashed again because of Chrome.
Chrome is sucking today.
Chrome sucks, and I think we're live again. Chrome sucks. Sorry, Chrome crashed again. I have 4 tabs open. That's it.
We never read that super chat from
Oh, yes.
Blakers. We got so derailed.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyways.
And by
I
we,
will
I
say,
mean
I just
y'all.
want to say one last final thing.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
art style of Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald does in the same way intrigue me to want to play it because it's different. It's so different from all the other Pokemon games. It's like that's the thing. It feels like a different
It is, dude.
franchise.
It-
It feels like a
Right,
different
like Green
franchise.
Diamond and Shining Pearl.
No, but you know what I mean? It's like it's so like exotic that it makes me want to play it
Yeah.
a little bit. But
That
at
makes
the same
sense.
time, it's like it's not doesn't look like Pokemon to me.
Yeah, man. Try to dig
That's
your
it.
way out of that hole. Yeah.
No, that's it. That was part of my whole spiel, actually.
Dude,
I just never
Lumi,
got
do
to
you
say it until
do you
now.
have the super chat because the stream crashed?
I
don't
do.
Okay.
I do. It is from
Right.
Blakers.
Please read it. Please read it. 'Cause the stream
Blakers.
crashed.
First off, he gave us. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Sorry, my thing buffered, so I thought mine was crashing.
Okay.
But Blakers, he's super chat $10. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Said, oh, it's also their first super chat. Yeah.
Nice.
More
you so
megas
much.
versus more regional variants / 3 evolutions to push more Pokemon to be more viable in stats and VGC. I'm in the latter. What do you guys think? So, like, basically, do you think megas to push, like, would you prefer, if there's a sucky Pokemon and that's not really viable, would you prefer get a mega or an evolution or variant? I would say evolution of those. I would not put evolutions and variants in the same camp. I think a variant kind of does the same thing as a mega in a way. It depends on the design. For me, I care more about designs than I do viability. Because there are some Pokemon, like Lokix is a great example. Lokix is pretty good in singles, at least anyways. But like Lokix is a Pokemon that I could see it getting a mega. I can see them doing more. But I can't see them doing enough to give it a brand new step in the evolution process. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you never know what they can come up with. I don't know.
You don't, but it looks complete with me. So I'm satisfied, and I just think, it'd be cool if it went Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I think megas. I don't think you can put megas and regional forms in the same category though. Regional forms, they're literally the same.
He was putting regional variants and
regional
evolutions
forms
in the same category.
Regional forms are like cross-gen evolutions. They're like completely different Pokemon, you know?
Oh boy.
Even that, I kind of feel
I think that's true.
isn't...
like, it feels like a different Pokemon. Or Mega just feels like the same thing. And Mega just feels like super...
Pokemon,
yeah, you said it,
but
Super
at
Saiyan.
least I can reach that Pokemon with... Like, for example, Annihilate. Primeape was one of my favorite Pokemon.
But that's an evolution.
Fire Red and and that's what I'm saying. It's a cross-gen evolution. But it was cool because I felt like my Primeape, my headcanon is that I brought in my Primeape that I played with in Kanto, and he evolved into an Annihilate in Paldea. Whereas, with Farfetch'd, my Cantonian Farfetch did not come and join me in Galar and evolve into a Surfetch. That was a completely different thing.
Who's just got like a Farfetch that they love?
There's a guy out there. There's a guy out
waiting.
there.
He's been keeping the Farfetch forever.
Level 100.
There's a guy
He's
out
got
there
50 ribbons.
The
shiny.
The Galar games came out, and he's got his Farfetch hat, a Farfetch shirt. He's holding
We should
a
make
leak,
one of those.
and then he sees.
We should make a leak. We should make
the
leak
Galarian Farfetch, and he goes, "No."
Yes.
He's like, oh yeah, that's the Farfetch guy.
I think for me,
we should just have. This is a good merch idea. Actually, just make a shirt with Farfetch guy, and he's like all dressed up in Farfetch.
Yeah, he's just holding his leak and everything.
I'd wear that because I'm kind of Farfetch guy, to be honest.
I think
see, there's the guy.
Yeah, it's you, man. The whole time, it was
he
you.
was livid about Surfetch.
He was waiting the whole time for a Farfetch evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't know. I think for me, regional form started out really strong on the premise that we're getting basically like type swaps for Pokemon we love. And I think over the course of a couple different games, I think Game Freak started positioning regional forms more as a personality swap rather than the type swap. Like, no one needed Galarian Mr. Mime. No one needed Mr. Rhyme. Like, we don't need those, and that's a bad version.
There's a guy out there who did.
But like the regional forms I like are like,
who's that?
The regional forms that I like are
like Chaplin fans,
dead ghost type, Corsola, right? Or honestly, Surfetch does work. It's a fighting type Farfetch.
Oh, I love Surfetch.
That's kind of cool. And I don't even like the Pokemon that much, but I can see the value of that. Like ice type Sandslash. That's epic. But I think the regional forms that are really just like listen, Paldean Tauros. Did anyone ever need that? Waste of space.
No, but I think everybody did expect it.
We like,
you know what I mean? Like, I do think
the alt forms, but yeah,
people wanted a Paldean Tauros. Like when
Scarlet people wanted it, but did we need it? And I don't think we needed
evolve
it.
Or get a form.
I think what we ended up with, kind of lame.
I think sometimes you do though, depending on the region. Because but if this gen was Italy, no, I wouldn't have needed a Paldean Tauros. But I think like when you do a region, I think so. When you do a Spain region, I think we need something with Tauros.
I don't think we need it. I think already they don't do enough of what you're describing, which is what Pokemon fans do. They make Fakemon regions, and it's like everything is tied to the region, but that's not what Pokemon already does. So it's like, we didn't need the... Great. Okay, great. We have Spanish bulls, but the designs are like literally stupid, and now we have 2 other forms of the stupid design.
Bro, the forms
and they all
are
look
good.
the same.
The forms are good.
No,
Did we
they're
need
good.
it? No, we didn't need it. It's not even competitive.
But
Give us the Paradox forms.
The
I
forms
did
are
not
good.
need a teapot Pokemon, but when you tell me that there's a Pokemon region based on the UK, I think, we need a teapot Pokemon.
I think
for
the
that.
Teapot Pokemon is fine. I think Teapot Pokemon is actually like
Fine and need it are 2 different things, though. We did not
No,
need
but it's a
that,
new design.
Except we did for Galar. We did for
But
a
Sinistea
UK
is a
region.
new design. I don't think we needed the Matcha Geist. I don't think we needed that at all.
You want to erase half the Pokemon. Torkoal, not a thing. We've got Squirtle. We've
Torkoal's
got
cool.
Charmander.
It's a fire
No,
type.
we've got Squirtle. We don't need Torkoal.
Squirtle's water. Torkoal's fire. That's a
Okay,
unique
then
thing.
Turtonator's got to go.
Yeah, it might need to go.
No.
No, Turtonator's cool.
Listen, the regular Tauros, Paldean Tauros, that should not exist. But the other 2 are very valid and existing, I think.
I'm looking it up.
They're good forms.
They're
They're decent.
I think their
I think
art
they're
looks cool. I don't. That's mostly how you interact with the Pokemon. Yeah, I guess this does look pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
but have you seen it swim, man? Those tails are a propeller.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
But
I
the
think,
plain one I agree with. Like, why does that exist?
yeah, maybe that's why it was a little bit lackluster. That's honestly kind of cool. The
I think
fire
the
and the water
plain
type.
one exists just to be a bridge between the main, like the Kanto one and these.
Yeah,
I know, but who's using it? Why?
I use it.
At least it could change forms. That would be cool. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Like
Sure.
this is a fan design of a Paldean Tauros because people were expecting it, and it looks so different from Tauros.
It's kind of like the
But
fire one,
regional
though.
variants never change this much. Like from regular
I
Tauros
agree.
to this.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. And I think there's a promise of a regional form that it's like you take a Pokemon, put it somewhere else, it adapts to the environment, it gets a new elemental type, and I think oftentimes, maybe this is a bad example, regional Tauros. I think oftentimes it's a little bit like, okay, this is just the same design. It's like, who cares? That's how I feel, at least, about a lot of regional forms. And I think a lot of mega forms also feel kind of like, did Manectric need a giant head? No.
Let's not. Get
I like
there
base
because I
Manectric.
love
It didn't need this other. Did Sharpedo need 20,000 teeth on its skull? No, it didn't.
Ah, did they do that?
Yeah, it's got a lot of like razor teeth. Anyways, we're getting derailed. I think all right, the point I'm trying to make is there's misses on both sides.
There's always gonna be
Megas,
misses, though.
there's misses. Convergence, there's misses. Regional forms, there's misses. What I'm happy with is like a concept like Paradox Pokemon, at least the past versions. No, both versions. Where they take the design and they make something completely different that still kind of resembles what we do have. Am I with you, stream? I'm not even looking at the stream.
We did get a super chat from Jark, $2, which is fun fact. That is $1 for every year Jark has been alive. He
Hey,
said
Jark,
Volo
thank
was
you.
spoiled for me, and I haven't fought him.
So I
kind of going
See?
back to what we were talking about
It
earlier.
makes sense.
Where
Yeah.
like Soul said he knows about it, and so with Gen 3, and so he didn't he doesn't care to play it.
But
That's like Jark is saying similarly.
Yeah.
He heard about Volo, and so he doesn't care to get to that point in Legends Arceus.
But I would say that's one beat in a story versus an entire personal
True.
experience and journey that you're going to go on through an entire game and engine.
Volo was an experience.
Sure, it was, but it's not the same. I don't think it's to the same scale. You know,
I agree.
like a movie, it's like, okay, that's 2 hours of your time. A game, that's a month long. In Soul's case, 3-month long journey.
Yeah,
You know?
I do want to do it.
Anyways,
Which
I'm not
happens
trying to.
to be
I'm not even
how
trying to pick on
old
you.
Jark is.
Yeah, right. Gendy with the other super chat. Sazbuk form change would have worked for Tauros. That's interesting.
Sure,
for
it's
each
like
season.
seasonal or something.
That's kind of
yeah.
cool. Yeah, I just
kinda
think.
like
Yeah, what were we even talking about? What would I prefer? I want some megas. If it's listen, if this is our last chance to get megas in a decade, give us all the megas. That's where I'm going to put my vote.
Say a decade. Was the last time we got megas a decade?
Yeah.
It was Let's Go, so it was 2019, but even then
No, but we didn't get
Kanto megas.
You're talking about new ones.
I'm talking about new ones.
Oh, new megas. New megas, yeah, no, we haven't gotten that since 2014, so it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so the next time
it'll be 11 years.
That's just what I'm
It could be another 10 years.
But in Gen 10, we're going to get new regionals, so let's just go all in on the megas, right?
Wait, so you think new megas for Gen 10 or not? Because I'm kind of thinking like it'll be like a Sun and Moon situation where they just carry over new ones from ZA, but there won't be new ones in Sun and Moon.
I think that would be cool, but I'm not putting money on there'll be megas in a mainline Pokemon game.
Huh?
I don't think we're going to get megas. I'm not convinced we're going to get megas in Gen 10.
I am.
But we're getting them in a mainline Pokemon game because we're getting them in ZA.
That's semantics. Yes, we're getting them in Legends ZA, but we're not getting them in Gen 10 is what I'm talking
They're
about.
not giving brand new designs and not letting that are focused on competitive and not letting the competitive players play with them.
But are they competitive?
Unless they're not competitive.
That's what I think.
It will be.
I think when they came out, people said they were very non-competitive.
When
they
I
were
say
powerful, but they're not
mean
competitive.
They don't like the competitive, like what it does to the competitive scene, but they are competitive in the sense that they are created for these Pokemon to make them competitive. You know, they give a 100 stat boost. They give a brand new ability, a brand new typing, you know.
That's what I'm saying though, is if in Legends ZA they are changed, like that's like Dusty's main theory, right? I mean, it's all some people's theories.
Yeah, the megas will have a different function than how
if they have a different function and role.
Absolutely, they will. But I think the original role will still hold true, or else it won't be megas.
Maybe.
Like, you know, you
but
can't
what
have
is the
a
role?
preconceived idea and then go back on it. You know what I mean? It's the same reason that like evolutions, you can't go backwards from an evolution except for mega evolution. They had to make a whole new category because they're not going to recontextualize something already established.
I'm curious. I'm looking up right now. I'm curious how mega evolution functions in Pokemon Go. If the stat distribution is similar, because I know like mechanically you can mega evolve and it'll stay active for like a day or something. It is temporary still, but I'm wondering like how it. Yeah, there's a wiki right here. How it actually like affects the Pokemon stats or whatever.
Sylvia Jin made a good big point for me here. Wait, Soul covers spoilers and still plays games. So what's the difference? It is true. It is true. I still like to play, but it's just like I know like the whole game. You know what I mean? Like it is probably like I haven't played it for so long, or I haven't played it for so long. Does that make sense? Like
right. So it's like established information like in the world rather than like with Scarlet and Violet, like when it comes out, if you know the story, it's still brand new. So it's still
it's just that it's not new. So you're like, right. I gotta experience it because it's new right now. But Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald has been out for an eternity.
Tug.
So it's just if
we got everyone raise your glasses. If we got a Pokemon Emerald port, would that incentivize you to play? Because that would be super convenient.
Yeah, for sure. Especially
if it costs money.
I paid money for it, then for sure. I'd be like, yeah, I'm definitely going to play it if I bought it.
Well, but let's say they do that. Let's say
I'll send you a copy of
Port of Emerald, and it's $25. Are you playing it? Like, are you going to buy that game and play it?
$25 is quite a bit.
$25.
Dude, I'll Venmo you.
I'm just trying to like think of a price.
But here's the thing, like when it's given,
easy, right?
When it's given to you though, too, as well. Like we have our whole Pokemon Snap situation right now, and we still haven't played it, but it was gifted to us. So think about that. Think about
Man's
that.
holding it up to mock me.
I'm not mocking you, man. 11th. I want to play it.
He said August 11th. He posted a thumbnail. I said, "Aw, you kept the wrapping."
Yeah,
I did too.
That's my wife's handwriting.
I listen. The reason I haven't played that or any of these games is because of time. So like, committing amount of time to it is the biggest thing for me.
He's like, it's a time paradox.
We live outside of time.
We did also get a super chat from Gendy, $2.
Didn't I read that?
Saucebuck form change would have worked for. Oh, you did read that. My bad.
And it
Well,
would.
you get special attention, Gindy, because you're always up in here.
I know it's true. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I do want to play this really bad. I would. It's been a busy month. It's been a busy month. I'm hoping in December stuff maybe cools off a little bit, and then I just we do some nice cozy. Listen, actually, we have to start getting ready for the holiday party.
I know.
The 2024 holiday party. That's gonna
Get hype.
That's gonna be
My
chaotic.
hair will be long again by then.
That's gonna be chaotic. No, that's in a month, dude.
Bro, my hair
It's a
grows.
month.
That's in a month.
No, I'm gonna get it cut again.
We need. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Who do you? Honestly, what I'm hoping is people that have never been on the podcast maybe show up. Like I'll send some invites. Maybe we get Shady on.
Shady Penguin.
Maybe we get Shady on.
He's Delibird. He has
for
to
Christmas.
go on.
We're gonna have to figure out a way to do that so it's a little bit more relaxed. There was a lot of people yapping last year.
Wow.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
we can't do what we did last time. We cannot. It's got to be different.
Oh my goodness.
We'll figure it out though.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, and we have another question here from the secret Discord. Let's see. You got to wipe one Pokemon generation off the face of the planet. What will it be? I said generation, so you can't all cop out and say BDSP. Thank you, Jark. That's smart. So what do you guys think?
Well, Soul will probably pick Gen 3.
I think you would.
No, wait. Read the question one more time for me because I was.
You gotta wipe one Pokemon generation off the face of the planet. What will it be? And it's generation, not game.
Is
So,
definitely not Gen 3.
What? Really? I'm
Yeah.
surprised by that.
Like,
That's so hard.
Are we clear on generation? The generation is literally what the
The
generation
entire
means.
thing.
So like
Yeah.
Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and
Red,
Fire
Leaf
Red
Green.
and Leaf Green. And probably also all the are you wiping out the Pokemon?
Yes, the Pokemon are gone.
Wow.
No, but the Pokemon show but the Pokemon
Yes,
would
no,
show up in
they're gone.
Oraz.
But they never existed. It doesn't matter. Oras can't be counted.
Oh no, Jark, can you explain yourself in the comments? Can you
For
explain the
me,
rules
a
of this?
generation-
No. I think let's define I think the Pokemon could stay if they show up in a later region, in a later game.
But they all show up in later regions eventually. So
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know.
Yeah. So it's just you would be making, because the thing is too, if
Gen
I
4
say Gen 3, does that make Gallade and Frostlass not exist?
I
even?
can't say
You know?
Gen 4. I can't say Sinnoh because Heart Gold Soul Silver are so good.
I can. Gen 4. That's the one I'm going with.
Bro, what?
Yep. Gen 4 is the one because there's too many good Pokemon in Gen 6.
But dude,
Specifically,
you
just
can never play.
Xerneas, Yveltal, and Zygarde that I would just not. So it's between Kalos
You
and.
never want to play Heart Gold Soul Silver with
I
following
hate you
animations.
so much.
I have Gold and Silver, bro. I don't need Heart Gold Soul
But it's
Silver.
not the same. I honestly think Heart Gold Soul Silver is better.
It is incredibly better.
It's
but
better
I
than
still
Gen
have
2.
Gold and Silver. They still exist, so I'm happy enough for that.
Oh,
Gen
okay.
4 is the one.
Jark clarified. You wipe it off the face of the earth now. So it existed past tense, but you can never play it again.
Okay, so the Pokemon
Oh, well, that's
exists.
so much weaker, bro. Then it's like, man, it already happened. Like,
Okay, but it's
whatever.
like you can't even see it. Like if you pick Gen 4, Dusty can't even look at this.
Wow.
I still pick Gen 4. Easily.
I would pick to
Dude,
never
my
play
Totodile
again.
is just singing.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'd pick Gen 2. 10 out of 10.
What?
Yeah.
No
Lumi,
way.
Heart Gold
get
Soul
outta
Silver's
here.
better. Heart Gold and Soul Silver's better.
Oh, yeah, you and your flipping Bing Crosby, dude.
He's
you're
not-
like
he's
an
not
old man.
wrong. Wait, he's not wrong.
Gen
in this
1 is the
sense.
best generation.
He's not wrong in this sense that it's a kind of a trick here that you could still play Johto
I'm triggered.
in its completeness and better.
What does Gold, Silver, and Crystal have that Heart Gold and Soul Silver do not?
Nostalgia, that's it.
Yeah, it's nostalgia.
Not for me because I didn't play it till later. Like
Yeah. It makes sense what you're saying, a lot of sense.
I would say it's
Gold and Silver are like literally my favorite games ever.
it's the game at night.
Look at that. You know how much I
Devin
feel?
Knox super
Like,
chatted
this is
that
so-
he would scrap Gen 5.
Wow, that's bold.
Dude, like this
you know
right
how much
here.
nostalgia.
Tournament?
You know what I feel when I see these images?
Oh,
Like, it's just
dude, I'm
crazy.
getting chills.
Yeah.
Bro,
It's
look
just
at that.
my childhood, my literal childhood.
Well, no offense, but I would wipe your childhood from the face of the
Look at
You
the little flowers, dude.
You're lucky I didn't come after Kalos because I was really close to being that over Gen 4.
Lumi, what Pokemon is this?
I'm sorry, but is your name?
Don't tell him.
Persian,
Don't
the
tell him,
Alpha?
chat.
I don't know.
No. What Pokemon is that?
I don't know. That's a.
You're nothing but a Gen 6er.
It may as well be Garbodor because this is garbage. I'll play Heart Gold Soul Silver over this.
This is you know, it is crazy. It really is just nostalgia because this looks like any other 8-bit game or whatever. Like it really does.
It's not special. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are.
Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is, Soul. When picking your name, did you go with Silver Art? No, you went with Soul Silver Art.
I know I had to because it's a name.
No, because it's better. I agree.
And it is the better version. Don't get me wrong.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's just I totally agree with your logic. Totally agree with it. The problem is that gold and silver for me are just like my life. Remember before the question from before, like what makes you stay with Pokemon? Well, freaking Johto. This is the Johto I'm talking about.
And you still have it. It's just better looking.
No, dude. This
I actually still have.
You know what's crazy? This does look so good.
Well, I mean, like you would still have it if you went.
We're streaming this right now. This is so cruel, Lumi. On the 25th anniversary of
disrespectful,
Gold and Silver, the amount of people posting about it, and he's like, "I would cut gold.
I would
silver,
kill
and
it.
crystal."
Get that out of here.
Look, I'll never forget. I'll never forget the first time a Raikou appeared on a stupid route, like on the way to wherever. And I was freaking out. Raikou, dude, it was this legendary beast, and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm having a panic attack, and I go, I'll throw a Pokeball, and it ran away, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Here's the thing, though, guys. I might have to agree with Lumi, and I don't know how I can, because the problem is...
Come to the dark side. We have
Dude, this is you, Soul. This is you.
Listen, I know, but the nature of the question is... The game did exist. It's just getting wiped right now. So my nostalgia would still be there. Like, everything for it would still be there. It's just that the better version would be out. And I'd still have Gen 4. Because I like Gen 4, don't get me wrong.
You said you would wipe it. You said you would wipe Gen 4.
Yeah, but
that's
crazy.
Because
I don't like a lot of the Pokemon and the games
but if you
really hard
Gen 4,
to play.
No, but Gen 4 isn't Sinnoh. Gen 4 isn't Sinnoh. Gen 4 is Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and probably...
Yeah, your only Sinnoh would be Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
And Legends Arceus. That's
Hisui.
That's Sinnoh.
That's
geographically the same location as Sinnoh.
It is geographically not Sinnoh. It's historically
Gen
Sinnoh.
8 technically, but it is very hard to define the generations because Game Freak kind of defines them because it's fan made basically.
Yeah.
They kind of define them as the regions. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they count Hisui as Gen 8. They count Hisui as Hisui and that's it.
Dude,
then
people are saying to wipe Gen 9.
Same question, but with a region. Like, so you can
that's easy.
Play
Sinnoh.
anything Kalos again, anything Johto again, anything Hoenn, which region?
100% Sinnoh.
Yeah, crush Sinnoh. Sinnoh sucks.
I am confused
Sinnoh
as to
sucks.
why your answer, Soul, is not Hoenn when, like, you said, I don't really ever care to play it.
He doesn't hate
No, I didn't
Hoenn.
say I didn't care to play it. I do care to play it. It's not that.
Dusty, did you get the vibe he cared to play it?
No. He said, I don't hate it, but I don't want to play it.
I don't know what I said, but it wasn't that exactly.
Someone clip it. Someone go back and clip it.
Yeah, please clip it.
Listen.
Man, this is crazy, dude. I don't even know,
dude. It's
dude.
very hard to play because of how slow everything is. And
yeah, that's how I feel. It's not nice. It's a boring... I don't want to encounter Geodude in Generation 4. I'm sick of the Gen 1 Pokemon. Gen 5 is exciting for that reason.
The Pokemon themselves are not that great. Like, I can live without them.
They're not good.
So it's just...
honestly. Go watch the tier list.
It's just Sinnoh, sadly, for me. And Kalos is right there, right behind it.
That's because you're a bad person.
Krogunk's pretty good.
Yeah. So Gen 3 still survives. Because they have good Pokemon. And I have never played
Pokemon
it. So
would still exist. You would just never play that region again.
I don't really like this question.
Well,
sorry, Jark.
Well, Jark asked a different question.
Generation can be difficult, but This is kind of nostalgic. Anyways, we should probably move on. Let's see. What else are we doing?
We have another text question.
What? How long can you guys go for?
I can keep going for a good bit.
Yeah.
We're over 2 hours right now.
Noise.
Let's see.
Seeking trash opinions, bro. It's hilarious.
Let's see. Hold on.
We out here.
Oh, you know what? Let's go check out. We got a bunch of text messages to our hotline. Let me pull that up right here. We got some text messages.
Just so we're clear, Z King, like I do like Gen 4. I like all Pokemon. I want them to exist.
Do you like all?
It's just for the sake of
Pokemon?
this. No, not every single one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Mime can go like jump off something. I don't know. He can be locked in prison somewhere.
This one's kind of fun. I didn't plan to answer this, but this one's kind of fun. This is a text to our phone line. You can leave us a text or a voicemail at 617-575-2631. The number is right there on the banner. They go, "Hello, Hidden Power. I absolutely love your podcast episodes every week. I have been watching since the time of SV release and around the predictions of DLC. You guys are my main Pokemon channel aside from Munching Orange. Thank you. And I enjoy every talk you guys have, even if I disagree with your views on some of the Scarlet and Violet games. And I hope to keep watching." Okay. They say, "If I may ask anything, I just wish to know, and sorry if you already said this in an earlier video, how do you plan episodes of the show? Do you go into each kind of on the fly, or do you have plans for each one scheduled in advance? Sorry if that's weird to ask. I just enjoy learning background stuff like that. With that said, have an awesome day. Hope to hear this message on the show someday." And then their name is
today.
Digitales.
Digitales Mo.
Digitales Mo. Oh, you're reading it right there.
Now, that said, look. Don't be ashamed to ask those kinds of questions.
No, it's
it's
cool.
not weird to ask at all. I am interested in that stuff and things I like. And the answer is yes. We do both depending on what it is. Sometimes we plan on episodes, but sometimes we like that. We mentioned earlier we've got a Reggie episode that like is in the vault right now. Like it'll come out at some point. And that one was honestly pretty on the fly. Like we did like plan it once we figured it out. But yet, no, you literally messaged me Sunday. We record on Tuesday. You messaged me Sunday and you're like,
no, I would disagree.
Evolutions or Reggies? What do you think?
I would disagree. I think deciding which topic is usually on the fly because it depends on like who's available, how we're feeling. Yeah, but I'm saying the actual production of the show is a little bit of mix. I think at least I feel like I spend a lot of time deciding how the flow of the episode should go. The parts that are on the fly, like you're talking about, ends up being the actual conversation, right? Like we have talking points. We have, this, we're going to start out with this type of intro and give context, and then we're going to do this, and then this will happen, and then we'll wrap up with this. There's a lot of structuring going on with the episode. But all of the conversation, that's like a skill that I think we've all collectively gotten better at.
It's
together.
not scripted.
Yeah, it's not scripted.
Wait, let me make sure I read that right. Hang on. Sorry. Hang on. It is not scripted. Sorry. Read that wrong.
He's reading the teleprompter.
It is not scripted?
Yeah.
Question mark?
But we do like all of our guest episodes, those are like probably the most planned we do, because we don't want to look like a moron and have like the guest on here and it's like we don't know what we're talking about today. So like we will usually like we'll come up with a topic, and we especially try to come up with a topic that's like catered to the guest, right? I can't think of an example, but Infamous. Infamous, one thing we really liked about his channel is that he does like a lot of like concepts, like kind of concepts of what regions could look like. So we had him on to do like what a Gen 10 region, like talk about different places and what kind of stuff we could see from there. And like that one, we planned out everything. Like we asked him, can you bring some ideas? We each on our own came up with ideas. I included like in the notes, I put like, hints to places. Like hints, things that could be hints.
You did a lot of preparation in that regard. The episodes that are kind of off the cuff, are these live streams because we're kind of feeding off of you guys to provide us things to talk about. And we do that on purpose to actually get the interaction. Like we want to interact with you guys and talk about whatever you want us to talk about.
Also, be boring.
Yeah. Also a lot, but that's the thing. It's like we came in like we have a plan. We're going to talk about this, and that's our backbone. That's our backbone, and then we'll talk about whatever else shows up. I think our news update episodes, especially when we're doing, like I feel like earlier in the year we did a lot of like rumor videos, not rumor videos, but like what's going on
like
Twitter.
Coup posts
What are
and
people
stuff,
talking about, right? What's the speculation? And usually, to me, that feels unscripted because I have no idea what's going on in that regard, right? I kind of rely on you two to bring that to the forefront.
I mean, that is largely unscripted. Like all we know is like, who put this post? The Chinese Riddler said this. Even the Terra Leak episodes, we just kind of were like covering what's there. And it's not like we have planned what exactly our thoughts are on them, but we just say we're going to talk about our thoughts on these Pokemon from X and Y that were scrapped.
But also, I think I just wanted to bring something up. This is kind of queuing me up. I don't know if you guys saw, but I think it was the Terra Leaker was calling out Riddler Coup, saying about 80% of what he puts out is BS.
I didn't even cover it because.
Well, what do you think about that, Soul?
It's just leaker drama. It's stupid.
It's leaker, exactly. Yeah, it's the same reason I don't cover every time Coup says, bleep Centro and Centro.
I literally never covered.
What do you think about it?
Just for the record, that was another thing. Was the person also said bleep Centro, but Centro made sure to leave that part out.
What do I think about it? I think it's false. It's not real. I don't know why I don't know what beef he's got with him.
I don't think it's beef.
There's no reason. He just attacked him for no reason. Like
I think.
Right?
I mean, I don't think it's for. Yeah, I think maybe it's like
it is for no reason. They don't have a
towards him,
established.
But yeah, I think all year long people have been getting a little bit tired and starting to get a little bit bored with these unsubstantiated claims that Coup says. And I'm not. Listen,
It's really
don't
silly
care.
though.
Why is it silly? Because he was
nothing
right in
this
the
year.
past. I know.
Nothing.
Look,
I think it's interesting to hear that someone who is giving us information and actually showing it to us and had access to Game Freak's files is saying this guy that says he knows everything doesn't actually know a lot.
But he hasn't said anything that is from.
Yeah. May I weigh in here?
Sure.
Look,
Naturally.
Here's my thing. For one, I think it's pretty convenient that this guy says 70% of what Cou's saying is wrong, and even like added something to the effect of like, and that's being generous or something like that. I think it's funny that he didn't give any examples. If you're wanting to spread information, if I've got beef with SoulSilverArt and SoulSilverArt spreading lies, I'm gonna tell you what SoulSilverArt lied about. But me just going, that 70% of what Soul says is wrong. Like, but
I don't. I'm sorry, go for it.
I think that he also we're assuming that this guy, like, people are treating it like this guy works for Game Freak. He hacked Game Freak, so he has access to a lot of data. He doesn't have access to every conversation, whereas Coup has a man inside the Pokemon company in some form or another. So Coup is getting access to things that, may not ever be written down, you know what I mean, or coded. So I think it's a little irresponsible to say because it's not in the Terra Leak, it's definitely false.
Sure.
I think that's a little irresponsible. But again, my biggest thing is I do find it convenient that he said that 70% of what Coup said's wrong, but failed to cite any receipts.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. But I don't even like to talk about it because I don't know, and I don't want to offend Mr. Game Freak out, man.
Wait,
I don't know.
That was the name of the Terra Leaker's name was Game Freak out.
Yeah, if he really has
I
something.
mean, why not?
I don't like to. There's no reason to start to talk about their drama. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because then then they start hating
Sure.
you for some reason because you're talking about them in a
so
bad
they can
way.
hate me.
I like to keep it open relationships.
Listen, what I say does
don't-
not reflect Soul. I'm actively trying to provoke the conversation.
But no, it's also
because I know you have relationships with some of these people, and I don't. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm seeing. I'm just.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Dusty,
I'm
do
seeing,
remember
I'm seeing
Soul
some BS.
is Masuda's son, so we got to be very careful.
I'm seeing some BS. So, I think I'm trying to speak for the community that's getting kind of sick of it. As someone who believed, I've been saying this all year. As someone who believed Ku, I don't think he has all the same information.
You know what
that
I'm
going
gonna
to
have to do for this community? I'm gonna have to
lay it out, man. Lay it out.
I'm going to have to go through every Ku tweet.
Do it.
I'm gonna have to go through all of them.
Do it.
Just all of them. And I'm going to make a gigantic, crazy thread of everything that was confirmed and not confirmed. And even then, people will still
rip it apart.
They will
listen,
still be like this.
I think that's valuable. I
know. I want to do it. It's just so much work. It's actually so much work to go through everything. But basically...
And you could be playing Gen 3.
Yeah, exactly. But if you look through everything, you will realize that there hasn't been a lot. The only things, like off the top of my head, that have been wrong was just the Gen 5 thing. And that's one big thing, and that's it. And people are just like,
I think we failed to address that other reputable people said the same thing.
Sure.
I know, but with that, I agree with you, and I let it go because I want to defend Ku in a certain way. But at the same time, like people like Pyoro, he did say, like, I don't know if this is trustworthy information. You know, like, and that's fair. And I think one of Ku's, you know, like, as a friend, Ku, I don't know. One of his like faults is that he says things too quickly. You know what I mean? Like, he should give things some time to like just marinate. Because a lot of things he'll post it and then it changes. Like things change, and that's one of the biggest issues is timing. So like, other than the Gen 5 thing and just like when we're getting Legends ZA news, not much has been debunked or whatever. Like
I think
people,
you know what
people
it
are
is?
like his black or his what do they call it? The SV DLC was like wrong, but it wasn't. Most of it was pretty accurate information. You know, like I don't know what people are on about.
Well, and again, I think that's a very fair criticism, is that I do think he should say, this is what I'm hearing, you know, subject to change. Like, you know, he could make a point to to point that out. Like you said, Pyoro did. He said, I heard this, don't take it, but that is what I've heard. And Ku could do a better job at that.
That's what he doesn't do. He's not like super transparent in that way where it's like he just says the things.
I think inherently makes people distrust or not want to give any sort of space for a mistake. If someone's not willing to to own up to their mistakes, right? And they're being defensive in that way. Well, hold on.
I see what you're saying.
Kai Dragonborn, thank you for becoming a legendary supporter. Really, really appreciate you being in the chat in the stream all day long. They say, I got out of work after 11 a.m. today, and I really hope you all will be live for a little longer. Yeah, we'll be here. But I think for me what it is he had so much access that people didn't trust, and then he was able to provide that. He was able to actually prove that what he knew was real, and that's deep access into information, privileged information that we were able to have fun with and run with and get excited about Scarlet and Violet about. And I think sure he still has some sort of access, but it's not the same. So the stuff that he's hinting, it's like we used to put so much emphasis on like him revealing a brand new Pokemon, but now we spend months there's discussions for months discussing, is there going to be an update to a side game, or is there going to be a shiny Rayquaza like 2 days before it happens? I'm like, this is so non-consequential. Maybe it's still real information, but it's like, I'm like, this isn't that. Okay, great. That gives me, I knew something 24 hours ahead of time. I don't care about that level of clout.
It was way more than 24 hours.
It was way more than 24 hours for the mythicals too.
People are just conveniently forgetting about the
what,
mythicals
a week? Was it a week?
Well.
I guess the mythicals were
like
a long time.
Months.
That's true.
That was a good bit.
That's true. But still, I'm like, I have those mythicals. That's not new information. So it's not like that.
No, but
exciting
you
to me.
can't judge it on the
Hey, you know what?
impact of the information.
No,
to you. It's still
I am.
information.
I think that literally is why it's a difference. In the past, he'd be hinting at like starter Pokemon or whatever, right? And it's like that's juicy. That lets us marinate on something for like 3 months, right?
I know what you're saying. I completely understand, but that has no effect on his credibility.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yes, you are
It
right.
has no
But
effect
I know.
at
But I'm saying like from my perspective, I think from a lot of people, it's like, why are we waiting around getting hyped about this information? It's not even it. For one, he's been wrong in the past, and for two, this isn't even that exciting of information. Not to say what he's saying isn't right. That's a separate thing, but I think the sentiment, the way people feel, the way I feel, is like I'm like, I don't care as much anymore. You know,
Right, but
none of us care as
if
much.
he
It's not as
doesn't have
consequential.
information to give about the game yet, like that's and I think that's what people do is they get mad because they want information about what they want information about and they want it right there. I also think too, look, dude, let's just be completely honest for a moment.
Sure.
People have had a gun aimed at Ku for a while now.
Sure.
Absolutely.
People have been gunning for him. It's interesting to me that you have people online like Centro, like Eclipse, who both, I don't have any hate against, but they can consistently be wrong over and over again.
Yeah.
But then when they say something, everyone buys into it. But Ku gets wrong on one thing. That was a big thing. Unova was a big thing.
Yeah.
He's wrong on it, and people are like, no, done. Send him to the guillotine.
Yeah.
It wasn't him that was wrong about it though either, because just like you said,
I know,
about
but
Pyro,
he acts
there
like
was
all that
still another
information is
leaker.
his. But he acts like all that information. They all act like it's all their information.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's another
That
thing,
is
too,
true.
like,
That is true.
people-
I
think people don't like Ku for moral reasons, but the funny thing is like, okay, so your champion is the guy who hacked employee information and leaked it out
That's not
to
my
the public.
No, listen. I'm
Not
not
you. I'm
I'm
saying,
not picking
I'm speaking
sides.
to the people here, not you.
I'm just
not
saying. Yeah, you're right. It is a lot of drama. I think I'm just trying to re-emphasize. But I think you're making
for sure.
making a good point. So,
I-
dude,
I just need to-
if you could lay some of this out for us, like that would be helpful.
Honestly,
Because-
I would love to see you go through like, dude,
I've been
let's
wanting
even
to,
do a
but-
video on it, like just going
Yeah.
through Ku's tweets and you
Yeah,
breaking
set
them
it
down
up.
for us.
We'll make the video. We'll push whatever. Anyways,
I
It'd
would
be
love
kind of
that.
boring, but kind of easy. But
I think
easier.
Chat, you correct me if I'm wrong. Would y'all not love that video?
I just want
Yeah.
ZA information, and I'm sick
Yeah,
of I'm
see,
sick
that's
of
the
everyone
thing,
just
it's like-
being like, I know something, but you can't know it.
What's the
You-
mythical thing? Was that
Listen.
revealed? The mythical event, was that officially revealed before the Terra Leaker posted this about Ku? Because I think another thing too is everybody
Yes,
thought the
for sure.
358 thing was about the starters. And so that could be something where the leaker goes, okay, the 358 thing, that's a bunch of bull, so that's something Ku got wrong, but it's because he was interpreting that to be about starters when in fact never was.
100%. 100%. That's a whole nother thing. Is like Ku deals in riddles. He's not trying, and I think that's why people don't like him in general. He's not an actual leaker in the sense of like
That's
this
what makes
is what's
him
happening.
good, though.
I agree.
Like, what
but
if
a lot of
what
people
if
don't agree?
Yeah,
But that's another thing. Is like Game Freak Out guy could just be like, oh yeah, all this stuff is wrong because he's misinterpreting what he's saying. It's not like it's clear to what he's saying.
yeah. The
But-
deeper we get into this, I'm like, what are we even talking about?
Because it's just leaker
No, this is a
drama.
good conversation, I think. Like this is a conversation people are having.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to say one thing going way back is that people would they would give more credit to Ku if Kaka had never happened, because Ku had tons of stuff. He had all of Scarlet and Violet to leak, and then Kaka leaked everything before remember he had like the whole plan. Do you remember his plan? He had like an actual plan, like for every month he had something he was gonna do. And I was so sad actually at that whole thing, but he had it all already. He is just a more timely, trying to play games, kind of having fun. He wants that fun.
He's
has
trying to
fun
make
with
it like a
things.
hype cycle.
I
Because
think-
that's what
yes.
happened is Kaka dropped everything at once, and people sat for 3 months going, oh, they're teasing some II Pokemon. Yeah, we've already knew about that.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say though
Then
is
he
like
loses his credibility because he didn't have, but he had it actually the whole time.
yeah, what I'm trying to say is like the credibility was back then, and that's a different era. But what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is like we don't know if he has that same level of credibility now.
Well, that's my part 2 of this, is that people are getting mad at him because of his reputation and whatever, But really, they're really getting mad at Game Freak for not making this game yet, basically, because
which is true.
There's
that is
no
true.
information. Like, there's no information. Period. Nobody has it. The Game Freak Out guy has it because he hacked a beta version of it. Like,
sure.
And good on him for not posting it, but I think he's just not posting it because he could get into some serious legal issues with it.
Jail.
Yeah, so that's the only reason that he hasn't posted it. But
Because hacking and leaking employee information won't get you sent to prison.
Hey guys, we gotta. I just got the email, the Patreon email. Justin Mizera edited their membership to Box Legendary. Bro,
thank you.
Input your address, and we will send you a holiday card in a couple weeks. Those are getting cooked up right now. Thank you for the support, and excited to send you one of those.
100%.
Let's see.
I just want to end it really quick with this. Is just that basically a lot of what you're talking about is there's just not anything going on this year, like with leaks for Legends EA. Watch in like a month or so when it's just like people don't understand the process of how it works with Ku because he doesn't have the information yet. That's it. The bottom line is he doesn't have the information yet.
And I think a lot of people expected us to have information at this point.
Yeah, because of when the game comes out, but we don't know when the game comes out. And neither does Ku exactly at this point, maybe. I don't know. But it's just like once he gets his information from his sources, then he will start posting things. Whatever he's posting now is not really about it unless it comes from other little sources here and there, and they could be tested or tried or whatever. Like there's some real information out there, possibly. So, that's that. I don't know what else to say about it all. And let's just to answer the question of like 70% wrong or whatever. How can he know? Like, how can he know 70% of it? Where the 30% is right? Then there's still 30% that's correct. And like, what other leaker do you have that's telling you 30% of something? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Either way, and that's not an accurate percentages. I don't think personally. But
yeah,
we will.
And again, look, my big thing is if you want to make a claim, cite your receipts. If DustyGogoat says something that is factually false,
why am I being called out?
Because look at your Twitter feed.
What about my Twitter feed? I'm a Hoenn fan.
I'm messing just because
No, I know.
Heartbreaker Child brings up a good point that like some would say that he's seeking attention. Yeah, we all are like trying to make it in this on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
me too.
We all have our ways to make content, and that's what Ku does. Like he just
we have to seek attention.
Yeah,
that's how this podcast stays afloat.
Yeah,
like he doesn't want to become irrelevant, so he posts things in the middle of all of this drought, and he's trying to actually give us something to be semi-excited about as well. So I don't know. Like, I think people give him. He just has a bad rep from his beginnings. When he just hated on Centro so much, and he's calmed down to the maximum level. Like he's not that person anymore. He's more like the normal Ku, which is the Ku behind everything. And there's language.
Well, technically, he's a team, so maybe that was like just another guy, and they're like, "Hey, you can't post anymore.
You're too angry.
You're too angry. We gotta hand it over to John."
Yeah, it's true.
Guys,
a lot.
I wanted to ask you guys. What are you doing for your birthdays?
It's so random.
No, it's not. This is the birthday stream.
We should probably end this stream. I'm starving.
This is the birthday stream.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna make some pasta after this.
I got some chicken salad.
What are you doing for your birthday? Lumi, your birthday's tomorrow.
I'm getting a haircut.
Nice. Gotta look good.
And then I'm gonna get a lobster roll.
Oh, dude, you said that.
I always do that.
Do you post those pictures in Discord, in the secret Discord?
No, I didn't post it because I had the name of the place on it, so I wasn't about to dox myself.
Sure.
But,
dude, that's awesome, dude.
But
yeah, but you could set a picture of the roll.
Yeah, there was like a picture, like the sign was in the background or whatever.
Dude, there's a spot in Maine, in Portland. Every time I go there, I gotta stop and get a lobster roll. Oh,
Yeah,
dude, I need one of those so bad.
Your lobster rolls are a whole nother animal compared to the rest of us. I don't know.
If you guys visited me, we could get lobster rolls together.
How far away is Maine?
That's what we could spend the hidden power money on.
I do need to go up north soon.
Yeah, sorry guys, not sending you payment this month. We are just buying lobster rolls.
Where you're coming here and we're eating lobster roll.
Yeah, that'd be about the payment for the next 4 months. Those
Dude,
things are expensive.
What if we did like a hit?
I only do it once a year on my birthday.
What if we did like a Hidden Power meetup, like in the Northeast?
What about if we did a
That'd be
Hidden
really
Power
fun with
meetup in
people.
the Southeast?
Yeah, dude, I'll do it. I'm thinking PAX East in Boston in March.
You.
What do you mean?
PAX East.
What? It's
Boston.
it's a gaming convention where Pokemon and
like
Game Freak are.
I don't like it.
Well, listen, what I'm saying is like that's the convention to attract people, but then we could be like, listen, Hidden Power, we're not big enough for a booth, but if you meet us at the restaurant across the street, we could all have a little shindig. That'd be fun, dude.
A hootenanny.
Would
I'd be
people
really
fly
happy.
out for a hootenanny?
I'd really be happy
Yes.
to have a hootenanny with a bunch of
That'd be so
fans
much fun.
and you guys.
That'd be so much fun. Maybe listen, maybe we can organize that. Yeah, Noidy's
Anyway.
saying New
We
York
can
City
do
meetup.
a repeat of the Boston Tea Party.
Yo, it's Sinisty. So all right. So Lumi's having a lobster roll for his birthday. What are you doing? So
I don't know yet, actually. I mean, today's my mom's birthday as well, so we're doing
dude, I should have put her in the thumbnail.
we're going out to dinner, and then I think we're seeing Gladiator 2 tomorrow.
Oh, sick.
So like our birthdays are like kind of meshed together. So yeah, because Sunday's my birthday. I don't know yet. I literally just got back from Italy like a day ago.
Yeah, damn.
And
I'm cooked.
I'm like, where am I? So yeah, my birthday is nice, but it's not the most big priority right now. I need to figure out something. I want to buy Call of Duty and start playing.
And you're turning
No, dude, you gotta
57,
play
right?
Emerald.
Bro, I really want to
I
play
know. I'm
Call of
just
Duty
kidding, I'm
with
just
my
kidding.
friends, though. Like,
that's
my
fun,
friends
that's
have been
fun.
playing Call of Duty without me, and I'm like,
That's
I
fun.
want to do that again. And it's for PS4. I don't even have to buy a whole new system. So
No, I get that, man. That's pretty sick. That is a lot of fun. I used to play Modern Warfare 4, I think.
yeah,
With Bedford's Best. And we didn't have mics, or I think I had a mic, a headset, but he didn't have a mic, so I'd ask him a question. I'd be like, "Oh, we need to go over here. What do you think?" And then he'd like drop on the ground, and like his character would go left and right to say no, or like he'd jump, and that meant yes.
it's crazy. That's
Or
actually a big
Toad.
problem with the Switch, bro. Because I wasn't gonna like get anything, and I was just gonna try to play Warzone with my friends from the Switch because you can cross platform.
Yeah.
But they have no like microphone thing, so you can't talk, you can't communicate, and it's like that's the whole point. So
Yeah,
I do
I'm
play
with you,
Fortnite
man.
every now and then, Jark, as well.
I just
but
got the
haven't because of
notification.
that.
Is this the same person? Gray Williams pledged $10. They're on the list. Box Legendary tier on Patreon. Gray Williams is.
I'm
gonna,
literally
and they're-
adding these as you.
Yeah,
announce
good.
them.
And
So
and,
awesome.
and here's the I got the Patreon email. The Patreon app notified me, and then the Patreon email came through. Thank you. Get us your address. We'll send you a holiday card straight to your house.
So great.
But yeah, if you got,
Harper-
but yeah, what am I doing for your birthdays? I've got work tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be
skip work. It's my
I'm gonna be
birthday.
doing some house projects this weekend, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
What house projects?
The molding, it's called molding. It's like wooden framing around like doorways and windows and stuff. Do you know what that is?
Fun. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been learning how to do that. My dad's been helping me. It's been good. It's just a lot of. I don't know. My wife and I were painting last week, which was cool.
You should get a lazy river.
What is that?
A lazy river?
A lazy river?
Yeah. You don't know what a lazy river is?
A lazy Susan?
No, a lazy river.
I don't know what that is.
It like
Wow. You
is
had
it
no
like-
childhood.
Lazy
Is it an
river?
actual-
Oh,
lazy
you don't know
river.
what a lazy river is either?
I mean, are you talking about like some kind of pool that you can lay in and ride along like a river?
Yes, the
Yeah.
lazy rivers.
But like, how do you
What?
have that?
Look it up, Dusty.
What does this
How
have
do
to do with my house?
How do you
You
have
should
it
get
for
one.
yourself though?
You
I
should
don't-
just, I don't know, you pay the people and they make
build
one.
it?
Oh,
They build a whole lazy river.
Yeah,
Bro, I'm
why
not
not?
gonna
They
build
do it for
a moat.
hotels.
I'm not gonna. I'm not building a
It
moat.
doesn't have to go around your house. It can go around the backyard.
Lumi wants me to build a lazy river.
I know. That's what I'm like. How is this?
Hey,
I was like, what are you
hey,
talking about?
You build a lazy river, Soul and I will be there.
That's probably true. Actually,
Yo, this is us, guys. This could be us.
Could you imagine us like holding arms like this? And just...
Hey guys, welcome back to Hidden Power.
Dusty, we can do Regitube.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, ReggieTube.
Why did
ReggieTube
Regitube blow up? I don't get it, but
well, that's a good segue because
we ever made.
We answer it on the Reggie episode that's not out yet.
Oh, nice.
But anyways, listen.
But it will
I gotta
be out
eat.
in the future.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the donations on the stream. Thank you for everyone for joining and becoming a part of the Hidden Power universe.
Thank you for all the compliments on my hair.
Yeah, Soul's hair. I still can't believe you cut your hair. You gotta send me some.
I can't believe it either.
You gotta send me some thumbnails.
New headshots.
Mm-hmm. And if you want, get your merch. We got new merch store. If you have saved,
you don't want it, get it anyway.
If you saved if you've saved the merch store link, delete it. Save this one. The old one is no longer working, but I'm super excited to wear this cap. That's going to be nice. Anyways, yeah, and if you're a Patreon member or a YouTube channel member, look in your, I don't even know where to look, but look at your perks. There's a 10% off code in there. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. New episode tomorrow. Anniversary episode tomorrow. See you guys.
Bye. I'm clear typing goodbye as well. So type